everybody, and welcome to Clash Masters! My name's Woody, and I'm so excited for the finals of our third qualifier week to begin! I'm joined today by Itsu, and we are about to have some great Clash in action. Itsu, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. We have so many good matches, as you just said, today for you guys, so this is going to be an awesome broadcast. But before we're jumping into all of those action-packed matches, we want to check out the format of this entire event. How is the Clash Masters structured? How did those teams got here? And we have overall 4 weeks of competition during the qualifier phase. Each week contains of 3 match days, which means those match days are day 1, 2, and 3. We have the broadcasts on day 2 and 3. And right now, if you're wondering, we are at day number 3 on qualifier number 3. The top 8 teams in those first 4 weeks are going to get into the playoffs, and right now we're in the first 3 qualifiers, which means we are playing for those points for the leaderboard to get into this playoff bracket. So a lot of things to come, a lot of exciting things are still about to happen, and this is how this tournament works. So Woody, that is already pretty intense. So many matches in such a short amount of time, so it's not easy for those teams.
Yeah, it's been a sprint for the past 3 weeks. 4 of the teams going to the playoffs in a couple of weeks have already been decided. Based upon the points that they've accumulated in the 3 qualifiers so far, they are moving on. Now, there are still 4 more spots available for the playoffs, so if you think that your clan can make it to the top, be sure to register with Clash Masters online. You can check out our Discord server where we have all the information available to you. That'll give you a shot at making it to that grand event in just 2 weeks. It's a $5,000 first place prize for that event and $20,000 total. So take a look at the prizes just for today and then compare that against what we have got coming in store for you later. You can see here today we've got a $1,500 prize for first place, $750 for second place, and even the semifinalists are going to go home happy. They'll get $350. Also, in addition, not shown on this prize pool page, but tantalizing, incentivizing the teams, the first place clan in the playoffs in a couple of weeks will get a silver ticket for the Clash of Clans World Championship Last Chance qualifier. That is going into the $1 million main esports event that Supercell is hosting, and we are honored and excited to be able to award that silver ticket in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's right, Woody. And one more thing as well, like if the team which is going to win all of this might have already a golden ticket or a silver ticket for Clash Worlds, this silver ticket is not getting lost at all. It's going to be passed down towards the next team which has not a ticket just yet for Clash Worlds. So it's going to be exciting. And if you still think you think those teams, like we can do better, me and my team can do better, just sign up. Easy peasy. Just go on the website and sign up for the last chance qualifier, for the last qualifier where the top 4 teams are getting into the playoff phase as well. But I think we should take a look at the bracket. What is coming up today? What are our matches today, which we're going to take a look at after exciting matches yesterday? And we have to say a huge upset from RTK. Our matches today are going to be VN champions facing off against Queen Walkers, Nishang Dance versus RTK. So 4 incredible good teams. 2 out of those teams are still fighting for those points in the leaderboards because they can still make a change in there with climbing a spot higher or maybe not getting as far in the seeding on the leaderboard. So a lot of things still on the line. This is still important not only for the prize money for those teams, but as well for the points which are on the line overall.
That's right, Itsu. We've got 4 superpowered teams. The Asian continent dominates. Some of the best from Japan, Korea, China, and Vietnam will be competing today. Remember, if you want to compete next week in the Last Chance qualifier, you can find all that information on our Twitter and Instagram pages, where we also have the last chance to get a viewer prize a great Clash merch box is on giveaway. So head over to the Clash Masters Instagram and Twitter pages where you can find more details about that. But Itsu, I think that we're just about ready to kick things off here. For those who are just tuning in or checking out this war, it's going to be a 5 versus 5 team-based competition where each attacker gets just one hit, and the team with the most stars at the end will win. If there's a tiebreaker, we'll go down to average destruction, and then if they're still tied, it's total time spent in attack, with less time spent being better. That being said, we expect some really close matches today between our top 4 teams and are very excited to find out how they jockey for position and end up. We have got better placement for teams that have higher seeding at the end of this week. So advancement still matters even if the qualification has already been set for our 4 squads for playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. And the 2 teams we're having coming up first is going to be VN Champions facing off against Queen Walkers. And this one is going to be an interesting matchup. We have seen Queen Walkers yesterday going in with a lot of air attacks with Lalo. But on the other side, we have VN Champions going in a lot of the times with the Dragons, I wanted to say. But what can we see over here? A Sui Lalo attack with those eye sounds in place. So let's see how that's going to work out at the end. We have a hero dive starting off strong to get the defending 2 scatter shots, which are really close to each other, which is an interesting setup base-wise. But at the same time, those 2 scatters need to go down. Otherwise, this value is not going to be enough. Most likely, the Royal Champion is trying her best to getting the value out. But is this defending scatter shot going down? So far, Woody, it's not looking like this might be the case.
A difficult pull early on, and that's the sort of risky play that you like to see these attackers taking. But without any healers to support this Archer Queen, it's just off the back of that Unicorn to try to keep her topped off as she makes her way deep in. The poison spell will help tick away at those lava pups, and she is now engaging the scatter shot, gets the shots off. Builder Hut is trying to repair it up. She gets one more hit, and it goes down into.
Yeah, it's going down. We have the Lalo starting as well, and there's now this blimp flying across the space, and this needs to connect to the town. This is so important. The first couple black ones are getting blocked. So far, no NATO. There's the NATO. The black one is hitting as well. Now it's the second star, which is in danger. The blimp loons are not making it further, not reaching the tunnel, but the rage is in place. The loons are flying in. Can this tunnel be one-shot by the screw of loons? And the town hall should go down eventually, even though the NATO was placed perfectly. But there is such a huge group of loons coming in with non-stop freezing the back and air defense. This air defense has no chance of answering anything. He still has a boulder in place, which he can use to make the cleanup a little bit faster. With 1 minute left, we are looking, I think, at our first 3-star in this semi-final of the Clash Masters qualifier number 3.
We are indeed, Itsu. Big hit from Pianu of VN Champions. The Ice Lalo will connect, and with plenty of balloons and time to spare, the 3-star has been claimed. VN Champions scored 13 stars total in their war yesterday against Sky Stars, a closely contested match. Similarly, the Queen Walkers picked up 14 stars over HT Family. So it is going to definitely take a lot of these triples if they want to emerge victorious and advance on to the finals. Expect 14 stars to be what it takes to guarantee advancement. But hey, even perfect wars have been out there in the Clash Masters competition so far this week, and there is nothing to deny an opportunity to advance if you get that perfect war. So we're very excited to see what comes from the Queen Walkers next.
Yeah, that's right. If we remember about alternate, which they went 19 out of 20 in this tournament, but still they dropped out against RTK yesterday. So that's a huge match yesterday. But now it's up to Queen Walkers. They so far had an incredible run, as you said, and 14 stars. This is what you're looking at the highest competition. Maybe a little bit earlier in the tournament, 13 stars might be enough to win the match. But at the same time, at this stage, 14 stars is what you're aiming for to get this victory. And Queen Walkers coming in next. Typically, Gaku's attacking nice and early with his dragon attacks. He really likes to use the Dragon Riders and Inferno Dragon combination recently. So let's see if that's his army of choice, his strategy of choice yet again, or if he's mixing things up, or Queen Walkers overall are mixing things up to get maybe a better approach on those bases. But we have the attack live, and StarDra instead is coming in with the Packer Smash, and we see the lock launcher is in place as well. This means entry on the other side of the Town Hall, but this Woody typically is always a little bit risky.
Queen Walkers are coming into this war for this week with a 70% hit rate. That is scoring at a 14-star median. So they have been one of the highest hit rate teams advancing now among the 4 that are left. Their offense is so difficult to stop, and their defense, even though it just fell in that last war, has managed to hold off against some impressive teams. They were only hit against with 12 stars and then 11 and 11 in the first 3 wars that they fought. So very strong bases and a decisive offense too. But StarDra starting out slow with this Warden walk. He does manage to snipe out this Eagle Artillery, a very big pickup for the Warden, but at a cost of 1 minute invested already in this attack, and he is going to have to go lightning fast for the second phase, setting up his Golem and P.E.K.K.A.s up in the top left corner. He's going to try to go for a reverse counterclockwise sweep here from the top left down to the Town Hall and then back up to the top for the finishing blow.
Yeah, and the lock launcher is the troop, is the instance which has to open up all of those walls to actually get towards the Town Hall. You see the defending headhunters flying around due to the logs which are flying across, and then we have the defending multi-inferno tower. It has to go down to protect those witches. Those witches need to stay alive. They're the troop, they're the power which is needed to make sure that time periods are not about to happen. And now we need something else to happen. We need to have those troops going into the town direction, because so far everything is skipping the Town Hall. Now finally the king is about to enter the Town Hall compartment to take that out. But the queen has different plans. She's not near that Town Hall. She maybe, yeah, she's even going for the walls. Maybe he's about to jump her in. That might be a good idea over there. But so far he sees the jump, he sees the invisibility spell left to play. So let's see what the next couple of decisions are going to be. There's the jump finally to get the queen into the next compartment. And this was a really nice move to get her in there.
Dodging several of these traps too, keeping out of range of those giant bombs and getting great hero support over on the top right side. That queen doesn't have any healers, so she's really relying on that royal champion to get a few stabs at those point defenses. And with that shield going out, that is exactly what StarDra needed. The only thing now is the question of time. He's going for the cleanup now, and he needs 8 more buildings. 15 seconds left. He's stacking up the damage. Baby dragons out. Burp and fire left and right. Archers are sending in their arrows, and that is going to be a 3-star for StarDra. The Queen Walkers are going toe-to-toe with VN champions.
That was a really, really good save of this attack. Like, things did not go as planned. The troops were splitting left and right, but a really nice move with that jump spell, securing him the first 3-star for his team. So nicely done. They're not falling behind early, which is important. We talked about this yesterday. In the current meta, you do not want to fall behind early. This is just giving such a huge momentum, huge advantage to the other team, mindset-wise, which we have seen a couple of times completely getting out of hands. So let's hope that, let's see which team in this match is going to get the first advantage, defense or offense-wise. But so far, both teams starting strong. This is exactly what we want to see as viewers, seeing those teams going strong, showing off what they got. And this is exactly how the start's looking like so far.
Well, right you are. We're always looking for the team that gets the leg up. And, you know, with hit rates in the 60 and 70%, we would expect that it's the defensive pickup that's going to really give one team the advantage now. With Queen Walkers putting up a slightly higher hit rate than the VN champions, it's going to be about whether VN can maintain their defenses against that overwhelming offense that players like Klaus now have been able to put up. But it's a really quick, rapid attack from Jack to start off with. He's going in directly for that Eagle Artillery, sending in an early Eternal Tome from the Grand Warden to protect on the entry point, taking down multiple heroes and really big targets early on. The question is if he can get that damage in and go the distance, though, because this is a big, wide, spread out base. Dragons and Dragon Riders are not necessarily very fast troops, and they're going to have to cover a lot of distance, Itsu.
Yeah, they have indeed, but so far the core is looking wrecked. But the main thing which at this point can still happen are traps. If there are a lot of black mines, this is going to be a huge problem, but those expos all set to ground are not doing anything about those dragons, and so far Jack is doing an awesome job of keeping his troops alive. The queen ability had to be forced, but the king is still tanking. The king is still having his ability, which just got used, and this is going to be a huge overkill. Really nicely done. Dragons, Dragon Riders, everything still left alive. Even the Royal Champion survived. And this is a really quick strike from VN Champions, making it look easy with those air attacks. And this is exactly what they needed. Keep putting up the pressure and showing that they're in here to compete for this first seed in this third qualifier. So really good job to them. And that attack was lightning fast. Like that was really quick.
Yeah, anytime you can finish an attack with over a minute on the counter, you're doing great. When there's over a minute and 30 seconds, you got to wonder what went wrong on the base building there. Such a great offensive strategy against that base. I really noticed that there were two key things about that aerial attack that impressed me the most. Two heroes able to take out air defenses that were placed pretty far outside of the base. An Archer Queen for that bottom left defense and a Royal Champion for the bottom right air defense. If you can take out the air defenses, the Eagle Artillery early on, a Dragon and Dragon Rider attack, already really strong in the current metagame, is just going to be even more powerful. So many troops left over and plenty of time for the finishing touch there. Great base identification by the VN Champions to score their 6th star for this war.
Yeah, I agree 100% because those air defenses are so key to defend the air attacks, and I see still a lot of people putting them really far on the outside, which makes sense against most of the strategy out there, like Lalo, for example, where you want to have the Hounds tanking really far on the outside, not tanking the core defenses, but at the same time, putting them so far on the outside is making your base quite weak versus those air attacks, which we see so many of right now. We see the combination of Hydra, which is the Dragons and Dragon Riders. Then we see a lot of combination, or like a lot of the combination with the Dragon Riders and the Inferno Dragons, which is a really popular one. So there are a lot of combinations out there, and they're really, really getting used a ton right now in the meta. So maybe seeing more air defenses getting pushed back into the base, take the risk of some people then maybe trying to abuse it in another way. But so far it looks like it might be not worth it to considering having those air defenses so far on the outside, because those air attacks just look easy. And in the same way, the time which they're getting, you talked about it, the third tiebreaker is the average time of those teams. And with those attacks, your attacking time is incredible quick. So it is hard to overcome that then if it's coming down to the tiebreaker at the end. But still, a long distance to go until we come to this point. So let's see if Greenwalkers can get their attack in as well. We have now Gaku coming in with the air strike, and we have the combination which I talked about, the Dragon Riders and Inferno Dragons onto the enemy number 2 of VN Champions.
Air defense is concentrated on the left side of this base. You can see 3 of them there at the 7, 9, and 11 o'clock positions. There's just one over on the right side, on the top right, over at that 2 o'clock spot. So engaging that one early on, getting the quick drop, and then having a plan for the backside to finish those off will be key to Gaku's strategy here. Battle Blimp goes directly for the Town Hall, and with a Rage spell to support, they're going to drop right on there for the first star claimed. All the balloons go down, but the Dragon Riders will get some additional firepower in there. Unfortunately for them, though, a single target Inferno is really bad news for a Dragon Rider, burning up 2 of them now. That's a big aerial support that Gaku is going to be missing for the later stage of this attack as he makes his way down to the Eagle Artillery next, Itsu.
Yeah, and there's the entire Tesla farm over there, which is stalling those dragons even longer, which means this compartment with the scatter shot, with the defending queen, everything can stay alive. And we talked about this. You want to take down the expos, you want to take down the defending heroes with your air push, because then your heroes, your king, your queen, your royal champion have an easy time for the back end. But there now is like 2 single Inferno towers on the back end, scatter, queen, 2 expos still alive. Let's see if he can make those spells work, because he really needs to make sure that he's placing them perfectly. So far he's doing a great job, but his royal champion is getting targeted by the single Inferno tower, and the single Inferno tower is, oh, that was so much damage on her. And now the queen is having a nice day, because she can just pick off all of those defending attacking dragons. This is looking good for the defender on this one.
Yeah, this is a gnarly attack. He just really fell apart in that top compartment right next to the town hall. He needed to at least get that single target Inferno down, and the fact that he couldn't get the air sweeper right in the center there, meant that any remaining air troops that were approaching that queen compartment were just going to have so much difficulty finishing off the scatter shot. Really well positioned defenses there by Pianu, and that's going to be the first pickup here in our war. A 2-star 80% is going to leave the Queen Walkers limping away from that last attack, and the VN champions will be marching forward with an opportunity to push their lead even further in the next hit.
Yeah, that's right. And at this point, you just have to give huge props to the base builder with this base. Like, the entry looked so good. Like, you had this compartment in between of the town hall and the scatter compartment, I believe, on the right side, where there were no buildings in there, which is typically a perfect pathing machine for your dragons, because nothing can fly over there, so they have their straight path through the base. The entry looks perfect, you have to say, but the base builder did such a good job of countering all of this with the traps and everything. So it was really, really good bait, like luring Gaku into false safety right there, and then just getting all of those dragons out of the air with the single Inferno Tower, as you mentioned, with the air traps as well, and then with this Tesla farm around the defending Eagle. That was really textbook base building, and this is how you can defend air really nicely. So that was a good job to him. Gaku fall for the traps. So this might be already one of the defenses which we were talking about earlier. 14 stars is typically like the star number which you need to win, but decent percentage is needed as well. An 80% 2-star is not that high percentage-wise, so this is not going to be easy to come back from. But at the same time, we're talking about Queen Walkers, and there's a reason why they are in so many tournaments, so far high up there in the leaderboards, because they're so good. So let's see if they can somehow get another defense in and keep 3-starring on their own, because they have a lot of good attackers left. And the defense, I think at this point, is going to be the deciding factor for Queen Walkers, if they can make it work, because so far the End Champions did an incredible job of getting those offensive powerful attacks in. And now we see something similar. 10 Inferno Dragons, 5 Dragon Riders, but there is it. Heart of Freezes, 9 Freezes, Woody.
Oh my goodness, it is going to be a blizzard of fun here for Kong Tiandong trying to get that triple. Something that I noticed about the last base and this one also is that single target Inferno placed near the Town Hall, making it really tricky to find an attack that can both take down the Giga Inferno in that Town Hall and the single target Inferno at the same time without losing a big clump of troops. So we are seeing a pretty significant spread out here for our Hydra army. We are getting Dragon Riders supported with those Inferno Dragons all across the map, and they are doing excellent damage. Multi-target Infernos in the center and left compartments are not really going to be able to stop this at all, and with a Battle Blimp component added on to the Town Hall strike, that is going to be the 2nd star claimed, and he is going on a cleanup spree with a very strong finishing army.
Yeah, and the Queen being able to reach that expo on the back end, this is kind of the game changer, or like the big difference if we compare this attack to Gaku's attacks earlier. There is no expo on the back end which is not reachable for those heroes, and they can just get through the back end, no problem whatsoever. So an incredible, really nicely done attack, and the End Champions are showing that they can do a lot of different strategies already, using the Inferno Dragons and Dragon Riders in this one. Earlier, they used the Suilalo, one of the most complicated attacks out there, to great success as well. And they are getting this lead even further. So really good job so far to them, identifying the weakness of those bases really nicely. And as I said, one of the key things in those air attacks is take a look at the expos, because those are the things which you do not have on the back end. Like, if you have expos on the back end which you cannot reach with your heroes, this is like the worst thing which can happen, because a Royal Champion or even your King or Queen cannot clear those things. And this was not the case in this one. So really good job and getting the next 3-star on the board. And so far, Queen Walkers have problems to defend those attacks of VN Champions. So let's hope that they can keep 3-starring to somehow make this match even close.
All right, you're right too. And in a metagame where aerial attacks are so strong, I found it curious that the Queen Walkers left an open compartment at the bottom of that last base where a Barbarian King and his Barbarians could really easily get at an air defense without even having to crack through the wall. So a lot of times leaving a gap in the wall is great at helping funnel enemy troops toward a single building, keeping them away from more important structures. But the fact that he basically gave away a second air defense there made it really difficult for his backside to be able to defend against the frontal attack set up there. So a perfect war so far from VN Champions. They are 3 for 3. And the Queen Walkers need to get a perfect hit now just to try to keep pace and make a comeback later on. But VN Champions are looking very strong right now, and I think that the odds are certainly in their favor to win this one.
Yeah, they're looking really strong, but now we have two fan favorites coming up next. We have Stars and Klaus coming up next for Queen Walkers, and they're known for their creative attacks. They're doing crazy things, which is really hard to expect and predict. So looking forward to see what Stars and Klaus are coming up with. They like the Lalo, but they're doing it in their own way. I remember still the time from Tournament 13 where everyone knew what Queen Walkers was about to do, but no one was able to defend it just because they were doing it in their own unique style, which was really hard to execute, which is hard to test them, because when you're testing a base, you need someone to execute the plan, right? So otherwise you can't test this entry. And with Stars and Klaus being so good at what they are doing, it is really hard to test their entries or even spot their entries. And now we have Stars coming in, and he is coming in yet again with Lalo, but this is with some invisibility spells and some skeleton spells. So we are going to witness a Skelly Donut, which is quite risky, but it can be so powerful. So let's see what he's about to take down. One of the scatters and the Clan Castle, but which of those scatters is the target?
Itsu, would you walk us through the Skelly Donut and tell us exactly what's happening right now?
Well, in the Skelly Donut, you try to rage up skeletons inside the core of this base and try to make them invisible so they can take down certain buildings without even having anything shooting at them. And that's exactly what happened. Perfect placement of those invisibility spells, taking down a scatter shot and a clan cast, which means those heroes do not have to bother at all in taking down the defending clan castle troops, because whatever was in there, you straight up don't care, because those troops are just gone and out of the window and can't do anything about this attack anymore.
The second thing I'm noticing here is air defenses on the outer edges of the base. As you noted, a really good defensive setup against Laloons, but how is Stars going to counter it? The first one on the right side corner gets taken down by an Archer Queen, who's going to also proceed up toward the Town Hall, with the Unicorn healing her and support from the World Champion, knocking out a few more buildings over there in the top right side. That should be the first star claimed in a really good entry point, and really early on. He's only spent a minute so far, and he's already taken out a third of the base. That is on pace for the triple. Also, I'm noticing 3 air defenses and 3 lava hounds that Stars has brought here. That is typical to have that sort of strong bulk out in front to protect the balloons, 2 of them being invested up on that top one to take it down. And then we'll probably follow up with that 3rd lava hound later on as support for the rest of the attack. That Tesla farm in the top right corner causing a little bit of problems for Stars, though. He might have to commit a few balloons to take that down, but otherwise looking strong on the attack early stages, Itsu.
Yeah, this is looking really good. I mean, just the entry took down 2 scatters, the defending clan castle, 2 Inferno Towers defending heroes. This is just incredible so far, the push. The only thing, as you said, the tests at the top right were a little bit of a problem, but those Spearheads should be able to get taken down by those loons over there. Even though they're a ton of red mines and a couple of air skeletons, those loons have not a lot of fun. But take a look at the back end. There is only this one compartment left at this point. The Slammer was alive until this point as well. And I think this is going to be the next 3-star for Queen Walkers. They're getting it back. Really nicely done. Stars is just, like, it's so hard. Like, whoever's, like, all of you out there, try it just once. Try to take on the defending clan castle with a skeleton spell, with rages and invisibility spells. Only 1 misdrop, only 1 tile off, and this clan castle is going to survive with those invisibility spells. It is really, really clutch to do, especially in those high pressure moments where, like, maybe your hands are shaking or something. So that is really impressive, and he put that up perfectly, getting the value he needs. And this is as well a reason why not so many pros are using it, even though it's so strong. We just saw how powerful this attack strategy is, but it's so hard to execute. Like, only 1 tile off, and the entire attack is over. Like, you can't, like, this is the point where you want to throw your device against the wall. Like, that's the moment. So this is so risky. So there's not a lot of pros out there which are considering themselves being able to do it. but Star is one of them, and he was showing off that perfectly in this attack.
I want to call that attack the Suicide Squad. He had Sui Heroes diving in to take out air defenses. He had Sui Balloons up at the top to knock down Teslas. They even ran into skeleton traps and got slapped down by splash damage from those air bombs. But they got the job done and left the remainder of the forces on the bottom of the base cleared for landing on an excellent cleanup strike. The next hit will be from Hai Tran. The VN champions are ahead by a star and will keep their pace with a aerial attack now. It's the Queen Charge Dragon Rider, one of the strongest attacks in the current meta game. They will be taking out an air defense over on the right corner and backing that up support-wise with another hit directly onto the Town Hall, sending in that Battle Ram, in fact, to finish it off with those sneaky goblins. The first star has been claimed, Itsu.
Yeah, the first star has been claimed, and now it's all about where is that queen supposed to go. Is she supposed to somehow get to that scatter, or is that scatter supposed to go down versus maybe the king or something, and he just wants to charge into that E compartment? We have to wait. We have to see what exactly the plan is going to be for him. But so far, it looks like the wall break is going to happen on this gold storage, and then the king, or even the royal champion, that's working as well, is getting sent in for that scatter shot. There is the wall break to open up the compartment, get that queen access into this next compartment. The freeze is happening as well. There's a lot of damage on that queen. Oh, she's surviving. That was so close.
Wow. Barely surviving. That's a tricky spot too, especially when you're taking a lot of splash damage. That Royal Cloak can protect you from any point targeting defenses, but if splash damage hits that queen, she can still go down. Itran has committed 3 rage spells to keep that queen alive, supporting her damage and the healers behind her, and now it's time for the main stage of this attack. We are sending in the Dragon Rider's bottom left corner and getting some additional support from the Eternal Tome of that Grand Warden. He's moving in hot and fast, and despite the Seeking Air Bombs coming on out, they are not enough to stop the protected Dragon Riders. This is a clear and favorite chance for a 3-star hit. Itran has done it, Itsu.
Wow, that attack was really impressive. Really nice base identification yet again, with like using the Royal Champion to clear out the defenses which the Queen cannot reach, and making sure perfect pathing exists for her to take down the Eagle, the Dragon Rise from an angle where no sweeper was covering this area. So really nicely done, completely wrecking this base with this charge, and this means VN champions are still looking perfect. So far, 4 out of 4 in those attacks. They're looking really strong, and it's going to be not easy at all for Queen Walkers to come back from this one, because, as I said, they first need a defense, but second of all, they need a really good defense, because they had an 80% 2-star, which in the current meta is not like a good percentage overall, so it's not going to be easy to come back from. And at this point, they only need to concentrate on their own attacks and just hope for the best on defense, because if they don't 3-star their last 2 attacks for Queen Walkers, they have no chance of coming back in this match, because VN champions are looking incredibly strong right now.
Incredibly strong, and in so impressive fashion too. This is the best start that the VN champions have had all weekend long. 4 for 4 on their attack so far, and against the Queen Walkers, a team that is renowned for their defense, that held off with only 2 stars scored by their first opponents in the qualifiers, and only 1 star scored by each of the next 2 teams. SDT and Genpo Army both only got 11 stars against the Queen Walkers. VN champions have already surpassed that with just 4 of their hits, and are showing that on both defense and offense, they can go toe-to-toe with the best in the world. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Queen Walkers respond, because, as you mentioned, they aren't out of this just yet. They got a 2-star 80%, a solid strike for the only hit that has yet to get the triple in this entire war. But Klaus is one of the fan favorites for great reason. He is highly regarded and well expected to get that triple and to keep the Queen Walkers in this race. We have seen comebacks before in the Clash Masters, and if it is going to happen, it's going to happen right now. Klaus moving in with the lot low, not protecting the queen with any healers. This is a Sui dive straight toward that Eagle Artillery. Taking out the enemy Archer Queen at the same time is great value for him.
Yeah, this so far is looking like a really strong push. We don't have like the signature jump spell of Klaus with him, which he normally likes to run, and a lot of invisibility spells to kind of charge his queen through the base without actually bringing any healers. But right now, it's looking a bit problematic for his Royal Champion because the defending king has not been taken down, and this Royal Champion is taking a beat from that defending king. The Lava Hound came out as well, and I feel like this multi-inferno tower was supposed to go down. But hey, let's see. I mean, it's still Klaus. His Lado is super, super strong. So let's see if that's going to work. He has the poison, which he can place onto those defending headhunters if he wants to. There is the poison in place. And there now the Ice Hound starting to take this Lado into the base. The defending Royal Champion should be frozen up soon. And no, wait. There's the freeze now from the Ice Hound. There are a couple of headhunters coming in as well. And so far, he's waiting for his main group of loons, for his warden to even place him. With still a Hound and 13 loons left, I think this attack has just started with that Lado part.
Yeah, this is a bit of an atypical entry point here, but he might be able to salvage it nonetheless. He's going to have that enemy Lava Hound flying up and distracting his own little ice pups. But that's not where the main stage of the hit is coming in right now. You see the Town Hall popping down the second star claimed by Klaus, and he is going on the last leg of this hit. That scatter shot is now frozen, and he's holding on to 2 more free spells and another haste. This is going to be a rapid, fast finish. Do not blink or you could miss it. Balloons making their way toward their last multi-target Inferno. With the freeze out, they should be able to get there.
Yeah, this is looking really strong from Klaus. The Warden is getting chased by a couple of defending air skeletons, but the pups were able to take it out. But this back-end Archer Tower is dealing a ton of damage, but there is still the Dragon Rider in the mix as well. 30 seconds, the Dragon Rider was inside the Slammer. The Dragon Rider is able to finish off the last remaining defense, but at the same time, time is ticking. Is he able to clear out the rest of this base in only 20 seconds? And so far, it's looking like he can do that. The Clan Castle is the last... No, it's actually the Goat Storage is the last bidding.
On the left? The pump!
Oh no, there's
and the
only
king
an
might
Archer.
distract for long enough to save it! The pump is going down, but only 5 seconds! Can the troops get there? Pumps! Minions! Dragon Rider! Knock it apart! Klaus, the master of disaster from the Queen Walkers, has clutched it out in the final seconds. They will keep their heads on straight, but they are definitely going to be a bit worried about that last hit. Barely at the last second getting it. Still, that leaves the door open for their victory, potentially, if they get a good defense against the VN champions in their last hit.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky situation. 80%, and I think based on what BN Champions used so far, I think the average time should be on their side as well. So they needed 79% defense against VN Champions, which so far went perfect in this match. So this is not going to be an easy task at all. But let's see if the last base of Queen Walkers can somehow defend this attack, because this would be the game changer for this match, to somehow give Queen Walkers this chance of getting the 3-star then on their own in their last attack. So everything has to go perfect for them to still stay inside this match. Otherwise, this is pretty much over. But VN Champions is live, and they're coming in with the Queen Charge Hybrid with the Dead Army composition. Here we go. And I'm looking forward to see if we can see a Queen Charge Hybrid 3-star against this base from Stars.
Stars must hold off Tuantran here if they want to get the win. A 2-star 81% guarantees victory for the VN champions. Anything more than that, and they will be advancing to the finals of this ClashMSTRS qualifier. Entry point here for this hybrid ground army of miners and hog riders at the bottom left corner. Queen is going to have free reign on multi-target infernos right in the core of the base. A great prize for her to claim early in this attack.
Yeah, this charge is looking incredible. He can reach so many important defenses from this channel. I mean, he can reach 2 scatters, he can reach the defending eagle as well, 2 multi-inferno towers, just everything. But now we have something which typically you never want to do. This is like a huge no-go with hybrid. He is starting off the hybrid into the Town Hall. This can be scary, super scary actually. The Warden ability is covering everything, but with that rage, with that really nice move, he is making sure that everything is leaving the Town Hall Poison right away. But there's now the Warden stuck in their Town Hall Poison and taking a lot of damage. But he is staying alive, following those hybrid troops quick enough. And at this point, it's just, oh, there's the triple giant bomb.
They'll power on through the middle there. The Archer Queen didn't take out the multi-target Infernos in time to protect them from the Hogs, but still, they are going to go on a rampage along the top side of the space, knocking down scatter shots, mortars, and every splash damage structure that they can come across as quickly as possible. A lightning quick hit from Tuan Tran, and lots of cleanup ready to go for the last leg. But this final compartment's giving him a little bit of trouble here. Knocks him down with the balloons, and the last remaining Hog Riders explode in a giant fireball. The giant bomb sends them packing, but the heroes are left as the last line of offense. Tuan Tran has done it, surpassing the 2-star 80% mark. The VN champions will march victoriously into the finals. And with a 3-star perfect war, who can stand against them?
That was such an impressive showing. I think it were like 5 different strategies against Queen Walkers. That was impressive to watch. We had the Queen Charge Dragon Rider, we had the Queen Charge Hybrid, we had the Sui Lalo, we had, I think, an Dragon Rider and Inferno Dragon attack. So many different strategies in this war from VN champions, and they're getting the 15 stars against Queen Walkers. That is not an easy thing to do at all. But at the same time, we have still one more attack to watch from Queen Walkers, which is going to be an awesome Queen Charge, most likely from Utah. And he is so good with those Queen Charges. He is doing so impressive charges. Some people sometimes he's even trying to only 3-star base with only the Queen Charge. And I guess he's the man to be able to do that. So let's see if he's pulling that off in the last attack. Queen Walkers sadly out, but still they can show off one more time in this match, because they have one more match to do later on, because we have not only the finals today, we have as well the match for the 3rd seed as well in this qualifier. So this means we're going to see Queen Walkers again, and you want to finish on a high note going into the last match of the tournament for them. So that would be great for them. And we have now Utah coming in with the Queen Charge. What is he going to do after that? It's going to be a Queen Charge Lalo against this interesting looking base with all of those Inferno Towers just lined up in the core. This looks interesting.
Yeah, take a look at the shape of the air defenses. These are actually relatively well protected here. The 3 in the midsection of the base are going to be difficult to take out. Yuta sends in the battle blimp early on. It gets a few drops on that air defense in the top compartment. Targeting first onto the town hall, though. He'll take that down, but he doesn't quite finish off that top air defense. Could be a bit difficult unless he can get that Archer Queen to go all the way deep in there and knock it out before he sends in the Lalo.
Yeah, the Hound is coming over with that Ice Golem, and that should now take some time. He has now some time to actually check out, did I get everything down? Did everything go as planned? And knows exactly what is about to happen next. And there we can see a sneaky Tesla form on this 9 o'clock side. They were expecting a Warden Walk over there for this scatter shot, and were baiting it. But this Tesla form now should be an easy takedown for this King. But the question is this King then supposed to take down the scatter shot in the compartment? Because this Tesla form is not going to be easy to get through. But he has some time to think about that, because his Queen is taking some time. There was a red bomb actually. The next wall break is giving his Queen access into the single Inferno Tower. And now he has to think about, where is he going to send in that King? What is he about to do against that? Because so far the time is ticking. Only half of the time of this attack remains, Woody.
Yeah, this is a really slow start for Yuta 14, but these balloons can get excellent speed with those 2 rage spells and a haste to stack on top. He's going to have a lot of free, easy buildings to clip here, but can he get the enemy Archer Queen pulled over to the top before she engages with the troops on the bottom? No! Without the offensive Archer Queen to help take down the enemy Archer Queen, that's going to be a big obstacle for the Barbarian King to have to get through. He knocks her down, though, finishes off the scatter shot, but is really low. Knocked down himself. It's now up to Unit 14's forces along the top. It's the Grand Warden marching in with the Lava Hound Balloon Parade. But 50 seconds left for half of the base? I don't think he's got enough time, Itsu.
Yeah, 45 seconds left. This is not looking too good time-wise, but at the same time, it is Lalo. Lalo is incredible quick. So maybe he can do that. The NATO is delaying things even longer. The Queen somehow survived. The Royal Champion is on that Eagle. 30 seconds left. He has 3 more loons. Sending those loons in from the bottom side. The Hound is still tanking. And we have 25 seconds left, but the loons are falling. This Expo and multi-inferno tower compartment looks devastating to those loons. And with that Royal Champion ability, maybe he can take that out. But time is ticking non-stop. The last defense is down. 14 seconds. Woody.
He might just have it. The 3 stars after all. Never doubt Unit 14 from the Queen Walkers. They will march away without the win, but a 14-star finish on the triple at that last strike gives them hope in the 3rd place match. We will see them again later today, but all congratulations are due to the BN champions with that 15-star perfect performance. They move on to the grand finals here for our 3rd qualifier in the Clash Masters.
Yeah, that's right. But we obviously want to know who VN champion is going to face in that final. So we have another semi-final match. Nishang Dance versus RTK. RTK upsetting yesterday versus the alternate team, which was quite an impressive showing. Was a super close match. So let's see which of those 2 teams is going to be the other finalist team. We're going to find out in after a short break, actually. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. So see you then after just this short break.
Howdy y'all and welcome back to the Clash Masters third qualifier. We are deep into the semifinals of this grand event and we are going against Nishang Dance and RTK for our next match to see who advances to the finals to play off against the BN champions. My name's Woody and it's my honor to be joined once again by Itsu. How are you doing, sir, and what are you looking forward to most?
I'm super excited. I mean, this first match already, 15-14, was an incredible match to watch. And now we have two more amazing teams on our hands in between of Nishang Dance, who had so many teams already in this competition, and RTK. This match, I think, is going to be incredible, and I cannot wait for it to get started. We're going to see most likely a lot of different strategies. RTK yesterday, for me, was the most creative team out there. They even used the Queen Charge Hog Rider attack, which is really not that common anymore in the current meta. So they're going all out. They're really trying to find the weakness of the base, and even if the strategy, which might fit the best, they're still going for it, and they're still going for those off-meta strategies, which I personally just love to watch. So that's for me the thing which I would take a look for, like the strategy choice of those two teams overall, Woody.
Well, as you've noted, Nishang Dance is a favorite to pick up the golden ticket for the Clash of Clans World Championship later this month for the August qualifier, but they're up against a fearsome foe. RTK is a giant slaying team. They defeated Alternate Attacks, the world champions, and the first team to qualify for this year's championship yesterday in a teeth-biting 14-14 finish that they won just slightly on the average destruction percentage. So very tight wars yesterday in our semifinals match. A great victory earlier for the VN champions, but I'm expecting this next one to be even closer.
Yeah, I mean, both teams had incredible close results. I was just checking, like Nishang Dance versus KOG, I remember there was an incredible close attack as well, a close match overall as well, with the last attack falling short just a couple of percentage to actually give KOG the win instead of Nishang Dance. So they are both teams really close matches. So this, I think, is going to be a close match as well, because the stars overall were pretty similar in those two quarterfinals. So I think the semifinals between of those two teams are going to be really close as well. But at the same time, looking forward for the different approaches, I want to say. We saw KOG, as I said, with the different strategies. But Monster, Nishang Dance, they have their own strategies pretty much set up. Like we have the Moon and Dragon always going in first with the air strategies, which is like either Inferno Dragons and Dragon Riders, or Dragons and Dragon Riders, and then later on we see LP typically finishing things off with like a crazy Queen Charge. So we already know what to expect from them, but for me RTK is still like a little bit of a surprise, but let's see how that is going to work. We have Moon, as I said, coming in with his signature strategy, which is the hybrid in between of Dragon Riders and Inferno Dragons, and he's sending everything in at the top left side with that early blim towards the Town Hall. So let's see if he can somehow push this through, because so far already the troops are splitting quite a bit.
Yeah, a wide spread on these troops, and that means that only half of them are going to get to benefit from that Grand Warden life aura there, protecting the ones on the top side, but the ones that have gone straight for the Town Hall are going to be left on their own. Rage spell to help keep them going fast, but they are right into that poison spell. Slowed down, soaking a Seeking Air Mine. That left side army is just taking a beating. Tornado Trap spins them around, and those two Dragon Riders are down. It's now up to the main stage of this attack in the top side to try to get things finished off, but the third Dragon Rider goes down, and these Inferno Dragons are not looking too healthy, Itsu.
No, they are looking not for sure. We see the Queen and the King, though, they're still alive, still with their abilities, and what we said already, the crazy thing about this strategy is the heroes. As long as the core has been taken down, those heroes on the back end can have so much impact, and he's using his last remaining spells to keep them alive. The Dragon Rider on the back end clearing out the Ground Expo, which is a huge game changer, because with the Ground Expo being gone, King, Queen, Royal Champion, all of them can stay alive a little bit longer. And even though this looked good, just with having those open walls on the back end, this means the King can reach everything with his ability. The Royal Champion having her ability left, this is going to be the first 3-star in this match. And this is exactly the problem in the current meta, that you cannot defend everything, but with the current setup of those walls, with the open walls, it is so easy for the heroes to get in and out of the base again and again, and he does not even need the King and the Queen ability. So this is going to be the first 3-star in this match. That was quite an impressive one.
Yeah, very surprising for me. I'm happy to admit it. I saw Dragon Riders going down left and right with still plenty of base left, and I thought that that might have been the end of it. He actually also saved onto his 5th Dragon Rider. I was noticing as I was watching the last stage of that attack, he only used 4 with the opening hit, and then sent in the 5th one later on to bolster that attack over on the left side. And I'm wondering what you think of that. Usually I see Dragon Riders all deployed at once right at the beginning of the attack.
Yeah, I think it was just maybe a decision because he already knew that things might go wrong with the beginning and splitting things just overall not perfect pathing, but he was completely fine. Like, he's using this strategy as well in Legends, so this means he has a lot of experience with how this goes, how much value he needs to get with those dragons, with those air troops, to actually make sure that the back end worked. And that was what I was talking about. As long as you're good with the back end of those heroes, and there's not like single Inferno Towers, they're not like unreachable X-bows or things like that, you're still looking really, really good. And this is exactly what he was doing, just making sure that the X-bows are going down, which are the big threat to those heroes. And that was exactly the case why I guess he saved the Dragon Rider, as you said. And I think that was a really smart move by him, saving this Dragon Rider, taking this X-bow out, this one ground X-bow, and with this saving a lot of HP of his heroes to make sure that they're staying alive for just this little bit longer.
Quite incredible, if you ask me, that the heroes made it that far into the base without really a whole lot of support from like healers or anything else. They were just on their own, but very strong in the end and able to keep their momentum going. So hats off to him. Nishang Dance starts off with a very impressive 3-star beginning here, but we're going back to another one of our favorites. It's Sincere Prayer from RTK. He was the one who led the charge yesterday against alternate attacks, scoring a very impressive start off here. Let's see if he can do the same thing today against Nishang Dance.
Yeah, blimp early for that tunnel. He has to invest a rage, which is obviously not the optimal thing, but so he got the tunnel out of the way without losing out that defending clan castle, which might be ground like a hound or something. Poison on the defending queen, but it seems like she's jumping out of the poison. So this poison completely wasted right there. It feels like a king and queen. Yet again, we have to look out for them. Like, they have to stay alive. Those are the key things for the back end. But so far, it's just not looking like anything is about to die to those dragon and dragon riders. They're looking to go through the base like nothing, it feels like. And there's so many of them alive. The king now finally should walk inside the base. But the queen now is getting some damage as well, Woody.
Sincere Prayer has brought a very aggressive complement of skeleton spells to this attack, trying to keep enemy heroes distracted, providing a little bit of cushioning against those Infernos to protect the Dragon Riders as they make their way toward the top. There's a little bit of a spread on the troops in the top left side of the base now as they encounter the last line of defenses. Still a couple of air defenses standing. He's hoping that that Archer Queen can pierce through, knock down the Eagle, and then get the other one down before the Dragon Riders and Inferno Dragons make their way up there. But I think that even without that, he's got lots of time for cleanup, and the remaining defenses are not going to be enough to take out what he still has left. With that Unicorn providing a little bit of healing support for the Archer Queen, she has finally made it all around to the back side of the base, and even without her hubby, the Barbarian King, she is still well protected and able to finish off what still remains. Sincere Prayer has done a great job here for RTK, keeping up to the promise he made yesterday and delivering the first 3-star performance to keep this thing tied up for our first leg.
Yeah, both teams starting off strong, and we know that both teams like to go with those dragon attacks early. Remember that back in the days, before the Dragon Riders were introduced, we had the meta of a lot of teams using early on the Inferno Dragons, just to make sure, because those teams have only 8 minutes to plan. So this planning time typically is getting invested into a lot of different plans, obviously, and you need to find those plans first. So having a couple of people using those more spammy attack strategies like those air attacks at the moment, it's easier to plan those, which means it does not take too much time. And being able to attack first for your team is getting a lot of pressure off the shoulders of your teammates and allowing them then around to do those fancy queen charges, maybe fancy hero dives overall. And this is something which is really powerful in the current meta, to have like few attackers in your team which are able to use those air attacks so consistently. And this means Nishang Dance most likely is going to go in next with Dragon, on the other hand, with another Dragon-based attack strategy, because this is how they went so far most of the time in those tournaments. So let's see if that's going to be the exact same again in this one as well. But then we have to wait yet again on KOG, because they so far have impressed me a lot in this tournament. RTK, sorry, in this tournament. So with their creativity, so looking forward to that.
As am I, and you made a very good point about why Clash of Clans is such an excellent team-based esport. The fact that you need diversity of attack specialization among the members of your squad really emphasizes the ability to pick out players who can do one thing and do it really well. That prevents the defending base builders from being able to use any particular base setup to reliably prevent a triple. If anyone on the other side can do any sort of attack really well, but if anyone can also do a certain attack particularly well, that makes it incredibly frustrating to try to get that base set up with the ideal defense. Now we're seeing a rapid start here for Dragon with that battle blimp charging in directly for the town hall. Opposing troops attacking in very quickly with invisibility spells to protect them. Those super wizards chaining on to multiple structures and lots of invisibility spells to keep them invisible the whole time there. He keeps the single target Inferno invisible as well, though, and so that means that it will stand up while the lightning chains onto other buildings instead. Dragon is now starting the main phase of the attack now with a protected Archer Queen over on the left corner there, keeping her safe with a Barbarian King and a Unicorn as well, as the Dragons are now soaring in it too.
Yeah, the Dragons are coming in, and we have the Hydra coming in strong on this base, blocking the first couple of Eagle shots. The double rage is in place as well. And now this wave of Dragons is just flying across this base. The multi-inferno tower in the core, though, something needs to go over there. The defending queen as well needs to go down really soon. There's the freeze for that queen. She's just dealing too much damage over there. But take a look at that. Those Dragons in combination of the Dragon Riders, they are just so tanky. And now the Royal Champion is coming as well. That's quite early, if you ask me. But hey, let's see how Dragon can push this through. The defending single inferno tower is going down quickly. And now he needs to make sure that he's doing quick work of that defending Royal Champion. But he has 3 freezes left. Really, I think this is looking awesome with so many freezes not even used yet.
Excellent planning from Dragon. The sooner you can drop that Royal Champion, the more damage he's going to be able to help support the rest of the troops with, but the less likely you are to be able to exactly predict the direction she's going in. By doing an excellent job on funneling early on, Dragon knew exactly where that Royal Champion would be going, directs her toward the most important targets, and has plenty of additional swag-free spells to drop for a little bit of added oomph to this kill. The 3-star is good, and Nishang Dance will get another one to stack on top of their first.
Yeah, getting in the 3-star yet again. Nice job. And this means even with a couple of more swag spells in place as well, that's what we'll like to see. But at the same time, this means now we should typically stop seeing air spam from Nishang Dance, because as I said, we have Dragon and Moon, typically the 2 attackers for them, using this attack strategy. And then later on, we'll see more like Lalo or Queen Charges, Queen Charge Dragon Rider, or even a P.E.K.K.A Smash from Lei. But on the other side, for RTK, I have no clue what we're about to witness. This team is still like a complete wildcard to me when it comes down to the attack strategy, which they can somehow pull out of their head. So this is something which I'm hoping for, some more Queen Charge Hawk Riders, maybe something like that. I guess if the base is not really fitting, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the fireworks go off too. I think that RTK certainly showed a lot of versatility in their last war against alternate attacks, and if they can continue to surprise us once again, that's going to frustrate the bases set up by Nishang Dance and give them another interesting angle of attack. I love those log launcher hits. Whenever you see a P.E.K.K.A. Smash strat that is able to use the log launcher to just wreck through massive layers of defenses, that's always a very impressive thing to me. So we're going next for Younghun, though, who's going to keep to the skies with his eyes on the prize. He's got the battle blimp to start things off with a long haul path from the bottom of this map all the way to the top left where that town hall is situated, with 2 multi-target Infernos protecting it. Battle blimp doesn't make it all the way there, but the super wizards that are inside are going to get some fantastic chain lightning damage. Are they targeting onto what he needs, though, Itsu?
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy to call if it's going to be enough or not. We see the defending scatter shop been taken down, but the main thing is that the defending town hall is still up. So I guess he's trying to take that out with that next hero dive, or maybe something different. He's going actually on the complete other side in, bursting for ground expos. That is a huge question mark to me. Not going for that town hall is a huge surprise, I have to say. But I mean, it's Lado, right? Like, Lado can still deal a lot of damage to that back-end town. Is the queen now going right? No! Wait a second! The queen is completely going off. She's completely going in the wrong direction. And this is now bad news for Younghun, and not easy to save at all.
He still has the Royal Champion in the mid and has her ability. If she can knock down the Eagle Artillery, it won't be exactly what he was expecting, but it could be salvageable. Still, she needs to get it, and she misses. The Eagle Artillery still standing. It's going to be a lot of splash damage that the Younghun has to target onto immediately. There is no time to waste, and those shots are already starting to land on his balloons. The Lava Hound makes its way through, and as the pups pop, that will be that little bit of damage that he needs to maybe take it down. Doesn't have any builder huts nearby that Eagle Artillery, so the last few shots are going to be good enough, but with the haste spells on the balloons, can he get in there quickly enough? He is targeting straight for that town hall. He does not want to sacrifice any troops that he can save. The protection of that Grand Warden is good, but if he can get those other balloons on the left side protected by the Eternal Tome, that is what is going to secure the triple.
Oh, that Town Hall going down is so important. The Town Hall Poison, as you said, this is looking good. If the Town Hall Poison is not dealing too much damage, the back-end Royal Champion is still alive. The Owl is trying to take her down with this. Yes! The last 2 buildings are going to be the last building is going to be the Clan House, and this means even though this attack did go completely wrong, it is still paying off, and RTK is getting rewarded for this crazy risky attack right there, going in with the Blizzard Lado, complete opposite side of the town hall. Really nicely done, you have to say, from Younghun. Getting the 3-star on the way as well, and this means both teams are starting off incredible strong without showing any weakness. Let's see which team is going to mess up the first attack, but so far, wow, what a save right there from Younghun.
I spend a lot of time talking about planning and versatility among these attackers, trying to make sure that they can target any given base, but the adaptability on the fly really stands out for me in that last attack. Younghun struggling to make his plan come together, but still finding a way, knowing that he has the troops in his capacity to alternate, to switch, to give a different form for that attack. That is what got him the victory and kept him on pace with an even 6-6 star score between Nishang Dance and RTK. We're sending the ball back to the other side of the court now, where it's going to be Nishang Dance to give us another performance.
Yeah, they are now going in next, and as we said, we're typically seeing maybe Lei, maybe Flaxy coming in next. With Lei's next, we maybe see a P.E.K.K.A. Smash or something, hoping for a P.E.K.K.A. Smash. Maybe we can see our favorite, the Log Launcher, with that P.E.K.K.A. Smash. I think that would be awesome, because as you said, it's just looking so cool with those logs rolling through and those balls are slowly disappearing. It is such a cool strategy, and at the same time, it's so risky, which means it's even more exciting to commentate, to watch the attack. So that's making the thrill of this. So let's see if we have that's about to happen. We have, yep, there we go. We have the P.E.K.K.A. Smash, but so far he has the Siege Barracks selected. So let's see if he's going to change that.
Interesting. We've seen Siege Barracks sometimes paired with those Hog Rider and hybrid ground attacks, good bulk out in front, protecting them with the P.E.K.K.A. and excellent cleanup ability supported with those wizards. But this time it's going to be a P.E.K.K.A. smash attack, so very heavy out in front. No golems brought here, just one ice golem for a little bit of insulation, but is going to be protecting this Grand Warden with healers up top. He's holding on to a couple of them, though, maybe trying to keep them safe just in case there's some air bombs coming out. Doesn't really need any additional support, though, so as soon as those other heroes get dropped, they will be moving into support. We have got great rage spells spread out along the top side, but only one more jump spell left to deploy on a lot of small compacted compartments in the interior. It is going to require perfect pathing from Lei to get the triple here, Itsu.
Yeah, and there the Hawker is already coming in from that siege barracks, and there is right now, you have to say, such a huge mess. Like, it is only chaos right now. You have no clue how things are looking. The heal spell, I feel like, was a little bit wasted inside the core, and the thing which is right now super risky, he still needs to get the town hall. The town hall is really far on the back end. The healers are getting melted by those Inferno towers, and at this point, something needs to get the town hall. Something needs to take down the town hall, because those heroes are having a rough time of getting there. The king now finally is taking down the town hall, and now it's up to the royal champion dancing around the town hall poison and not making it into that. The queen now jumping across, not getting to the town hall poison just yet. And there's the royal champion doing exactly what I told her what she should not do, but still she's jumping to the town hall poison, getting a lot of damage on her. And now it's all about that queen. Is 1 minute going to be enough to get through this back end of this base, Woody?
Well, the dance is right there in the name, but without any healers to support that Archer Queen, it's going to be all about these supporting troops on the outside. Those barbarians look mighty fearsome with that purple hair and big old swords to chop through, but they have to get through the walls if they want to be able to be of any help. Same thing for the Archer Queen, working on walls herself. She's on the interior and won't be able to reunite with those troops until later on. A scatter shot is firing on all cylinders, cracking through the wizards and those barbarians. Might have needed to pop that freeze a bit earlier, but maybe Lei has still got it left in him. Sends in the queen with her ability. Oh, those poor archers getting splashed to death, but she's got long range, a lot of damage. 12 seconds left. A giant bomb explodes. 4 damage on the queen. Cannon's firing, and it is over. She goes down, and with a 2-star, 99%, RTK's defenses hold.
A defense is a defense, right? So 1% is the difference maker, and one cannon being the hero of that defense. And you have to say, at some point, it kind of looked like it being a 1-star, but he was able to save this on a 99. So really nicely done by him. But at the same time, it is not a triple. It is not a triple, and in this match, this could already cost, because we saw so many strong matches, especially later on in this tournament. As soon as we reached the semifinals, teams were scoring 15, 14 stars left and right, and this now is not going to be easy. At the same time, at least in 99, which means percentage-wise, they're not too far away. Depending on what RTK is doing next, they maybe still have the chance of coming back, but still, the defense is strong for RTK. Now they're coming up next, hopefully with a creative approach, and what they're going in next, we're going to take a look at that just right now. And it's going to be air against the base yet again from Lei, which yesterday saved them already. So let's see if that's going to work yet again.
Okay, 2 multi-target Infernos on the center and right corner, but the single target over by that town hall is going to be the clincher. Warning also sees relatively centralized air defenses in this base, 4 of them concentrating fire in the core with the scatter shots well spread out as in addition. This is going to be a very difficult core to crack into, and he knows it. He is going to be spending that Eternal Tome nice and early to try to keep these troops well protected for the entry point. 6 free spells ready to drop, and he's going to get perfect timing and positioning. With so many defenses highly concentrated, he's going to get great value from those spells, Itsu.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's hoping for. Taking down the core with all of those spells. And now we have the queen in with her ability still left, but the air defense on the back end with that queen together can deal a lot of damage. The air skeletons are coming up as well. The back end skeletons can be a huge difference maker, but the Royal Champion is caught in that Sing Inferno Tower, but the Sing Inferno Tower is going down quick enough. Now it's all about the back, and the Dragon Riders are going down left and right. The Inferno Dragons are trying their best, but it's still looking good. The defending queen has been taken down. The freeze for the Royal Champion to keep her alive. That was just barely. And now it's up to that queen. Can the queen get this back in? He has one freeze left. I think time should be enough and should be able to take down this base and getting in the next 3-star for RTK versus Lei on this one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen, Itsu. Warning drops the last free spell, and that's all she wrote. All the defenses have been obliterated, and this is just gonna be a nice, easy cleanup job for the Queen and Grand Warden. Excellent job there for Warning, even though that Royal Champion ran into 3 giant bombs and a single target Inferno on the Town Hall. She still managed to crack through with great spell support, keeping up the job for the rest of those heroes to finish off the work. The 3-star for RTK means that they just need to do it 2 more times, and they will get victory over Nishang Dance. Nishang Dance coming in with a 2-star 99% in their previous hit is so close to being worth the triple, but is just so far away in terms of giving RTK that exciting morale boost from being ahead and having to just watch and wait to see if Nishang Dance can even keep pace with what RTK is showing us on offense.
Yeah, now the pressure begins because Nishang Dance has, like, as soon as they fail only one more time, it's really hard to come back from that. But at this point, they need to keep 3-starring. The last 2 attacks need to be 3 stars to have a chance of staying inside this match. And they have LP and Fluxy left to attack, so let's see what they're coming up with. LP, most likely some sort of a charge. Fluxy, I think he's doing pretty much everything. He did some Queen Charge Lalo in the past, he did some Sui Lalo, he did some air spam as well, so let's see what he's coming up with. But typically we see LP to finish things off for Nishang Dance. He's like their finisher, and well, strategy-wise, I have to say I'm looking forward to the next attack. I expect some sort of Lalo, to be honest. If that's the case, and if that's going to triple, that's a complete different story, because this match, as you said so far, is incredible close. Only one building, 1% being the difference maker, and obviously that 1-star.
Yeah, that one cannon could be the MVP for RTK's defense. Excellent job at base building, but really, with just one building left, you gotta accept that there's some unpredictability in how that attack was going to pan out. The fact that they held on is really going to give them a lot of hope, and especially the fact that they get the chance to respond. Nishang Dance was starting out as the first attacker in this war, and the fact that they are behind and are also the first attacker, I think has really got to be playing a lot in this war. It's weighing heavily on their minds, knowing that they cannot even afford to slip up in the slightest if they want to have the chance to win. It's going to be a quick charge in from Fluxy, though. We've seen some really interesting attacks from him in the past, and he's going to keep pace here with another P.E.K.K.A. Smash strat that is going to lean on a few witches for outer edge cleanup support. The party wizards are also even better than the standard wizards for cleanup along the outer edge, so it's going to be all about the center of this space. Lots of walls to hop over, maxed out in tiny compartments too, so that's why he's brought 2 jump spells. A battle blimp, though, means that he is not going to be bringing our favorite log launcher. It's already out there, the siege machine deployed, and the first stage of this attack just about over as he gets ready to start smashing it, Sue.
And the Queen Charge so far with that Warden together is just there to speed things off, and at this point he's getting closer to some splash damage, which is really scary to face, because the problem right there is if the Warden and if the Queen take damage, they can be healed up both together, which then around is kind of like a problematic situation for those healers, because they often cannot decide what is the best target to heal. And so far this attack is looking a bit tricky, because troops not seem to walk where he's intended, like where he wants them to walk. The Warden ability needs maybe to use soon to cover the Queen. Queen ability is getting used instead, but there are no healers on that Queen. All of them went around for this smash.
Warden ability needs to be used soon to protect that queen. No! No! He's letting his queen die. And this means this back-end ball of troops somehow needs to take down the back-end of the space, which is not an easy task at all.
No more jump spells, no flying troops, nothing to hop over or dive under the walls. This is just going to be an extremely formidable base, and I think Nishang Dance already know that their hopes are out. Fluxy held on to his Eternal Tome for the entire attack, and I'm just feeling like this is Casey at the bat. When was he planning on using it? Now, still, he's got a lot of troops along the top. The P.E.K.K.A.s and Witches are nothing to sneer at, but the fact that they're going to have to crack through walls in order to leverage that big damage means that this is going to potentially be a time fail, despite having so many troops still on the board. Fluxy knows it, and he's being very careful to try to spend his abilities at the best moment possible, but with the Grand Warden walking straight through those defenses and the healers also taking a punishing blow from the air defenses, it's just not going to be enough to get over these walls and finish everything off in time.
Yeah, this means, we already said it, we need another defense for, we need another 3-star for Monster to somehow stay inside this match, but this time around another high percentage attack, which is a 98% 2-star, is not giving them the stars they need. I mean, there are 3 buildings, 3% of the perfect, but this is just not enough right now with those many times, like Power Fight's one of them as well. So this is really unfortunate situation for them. On the other side, RTK are looking strong with their defense and obviously their offense. The offensive power of them is really strong at the moment. So yeah, looking good for them. If they can 3-star this next attack, this match should be pretty much over, to be honest.
And I think you really saw in that last attack why the air meta is so strong right now. Whenever you have buildings that are even just a few more tiles away from the wall than you saw in the last one, you make it virtually impossible for any cleanup troops that are outside those walls to get those buildings done. It's essentially just a big defensive block right in front of the key targets and a big time pressure factor for the ground-based attacks, whereas air attacks rarely have that same sort of problem. Seo-hyun from RTK will be the next attacker to try to clinch this for his squad. If he gets the triple here and now, it might just be enough to put Nishang Dance out of distance. They would have 12 stars total, and even if Nishang Dance gets the triple, it would just be a walk-off win for RTK. This could be the final nail in the coffin. The one last hit that guarantees RTK advancement.
Yeah, and so far, I don't know if the Blizzard was intended like this, but I think he got great value anyways. So it's now all about how much value can his heroes take down with this push. The Royal Champion doing a great job of taking down the defensive clan caster troop. Now the Queen supposed to get that tunnel out of the way with the next wall break. And then even the King. The King getting into that compartment right there is a huge, huge deal with... What is he doing? He's even keep wall breaking, and so far it seems like that his heroes are going to take down the majority of the bottom side of this base. There's the invisibility spell for his king to take down even more buildings. Queen is stepping inside for the tunnel. This is looking good when it comes to the hero power, I think.
But a skeleton trap will trigger right on that middle Inferno tower and protect it from the king, who is trying to get a shot in there. Still, he got a great entry point, but it took such a long time, Itsu. Only a minute and 12 left, and still half the base is remaining. Eagle artillery up on the top side is also going to be a big problem if it locks onto this cluster of balloons in the core. That is exactly where the fire is raining down, and that is a lot of splash damage. But nonetheless, Seo-hyun is undeterred. He sends in balloons up at the top, and even finding a Tesla farm is not worried at all. Haste spells keep those balloons on perfect track, and the timing is going to be good after all. The cleanup is going to be easy for him, and that's another 3-star for RTK.
Yeah, you have to say RTK is looking incredible. They're so strong. Different strategies, a Blizzard Lalo, really high skilled strategy, and they're getting so much value with their heroes. This is looking impressive. And RTK, with this 3-star, already the first pretty much deciding attack But hey, let's see. Maybe there's still like some crazy things about to happen. But I think right now this looks perfect for RTK as long as they're not messing up big time, which I do not expect with them going 4 out of 4 so far in this match. I think they're looking strong. But next one is Nishang Dance again with the attack of LP. Most likely a Queen Charge, but what the follow-up looks like, that's never an easy thing to predict because he's so creative most of the times. So let's see if he can show that off again in this matchup, because they really need that 3-star to somehow, in some crazy way, maybe save this match.
It's just so tough, though, because even with the 3-star, right? I mean, they have really high percentage destruction, but the fact that RTK can respond, the fact that they will have the last hit, means that RTK knows that all they'll have to do is get the easy 2-star and they'll take the victory. It's not the sort of attack where they're going to have some sort of complicated mind game strat, you know, going for the town hall in the very back end at the last stage of a hit where they go for that risky play. They just need the easy 2-star and it's over and done. LP will be the last attacker for Nishang Dance, going for the triple, of course, the only thing that can give them a sliver of hope. But even with that, you know that the morale is going to be crushed for this squad. They're going to be super far behind. And in all likelihood, it's going to be the Queen Walkers versus Nishang Dance in the 3rd place bronze match.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. But let's take a look if LP can get this next 3-star at least on the board. And he's doing a Queen Charge Dragon Rider attack with only 3 Dragon Riders. So not too many, to be honest. He's sending in the blimp across towards the Town Hall to take that out. We have already a ton of Headhunters coming outside of that Clan Castle, running across towards that Queen. He needs to drop the poison early, otherwise those Headhunters are going to do quick work off that Queen. Is he going to freeze them? Is he even to use the Rage? Those Headhunters can do a lot of damage. There's the freeze, just keeping everything safe. And now the Queen can keep Queen Charging, getting wall break into the next compartment, and then later on we're going to see most likely those Dragon Riders from the right side into the scatter and into the air defense.
It looked like he was holding on to that freeze, maybe trying to be a little bit greedy to see if he could get away with not using it, but did choose the judicious path, the careful and measured alternative to drop it right on those CC troops to keep his Queen safe. Even with the Rage spell up on top, those Headhunters can dish out a massive amount of damage and really slow down a Queen Charge. So good use there by LP, taking a heads-up play on that read. Ground-based Expos on the left and right, though, are going to be locking onto heroes and giving them a little bit of trouble, despite the fact that the main stage of the attack here now is going to be high in the sky. The Dragon Rider soaring up top with the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome to protect. Keep an eye on that single target Inferno in the top compartment, though. The fact that it's still up could be problems for those Dragon Riders or any hero that gets in there. Royal Champion knocking it down with great pathing by LP will be a big step toward ensuring that the triple does come about. But we're getting a bit of a slowdown on the top compartment. Tornado Trap spinning around, and still a big obstacle in the core of this base, Itsu. We have a multi-target Inferno that still stands. Can the Queen reach it? What's going to go for the Inferno?
The Royal Champion is running across, and classic LP style, he still has a Rage and a Freeze ready to swag pretty much in place. He's still using the Rage because he noticed that time might be the issue, but still, at least he's swagging the Freeze. I feel like this is something which he's going for, freezing up the top side, and with 15 seconds left, this should be the last remaining 3-star 4 monster in this matchup. At this point, the question still remains, is this going to be enough? Most likely, the answer is going to be no. Because, well, RTK so far had an incredible showing with a lot of 3-stars and then 2 clutch defenses as well. And yet again, I have to say, I'm looking forward to seeing what the next attack strategy looks like for RTK. They're so flexible, like you have to say, compared to yesterday, they used so many different strategies. Queen Charge Hawks yesterday, for example, which I'm a huge fan of. And then we had today a couple of Blizzard Lalo attacks as well. So let's see what their last attack looks like. Typically, this attacker has the most time to plan. So some sort of like a more complex attack might be a possibility. And that would be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it too, but RTK knows that it's all about the win when it comes down to it. maybe we'll get to see something fancy and fun, but there is certainly going to be a plan B for an easy Town Hall kill to grab those 2 stars necessary for advancement. There is an open door, and RTK just has to walk through it at this point. 2 stars guarantees advancement. Any 2-star, 50%, that'll do it. A Town Hall far on the outside of the center of the space will make it easy for Truck Paris in his last strike, and he's not going to take the fancy route. He's not going to take any big risks. It's a Queen Charge Dragon Rider attack, the most standard hit in the metagame right now that will guarantee advancement for him with just a few more minutes of reliable, safe play.
Yeah, but at the same time, going into the finals, they want to have a 3-star right here. Like, going into the finals with yet again another 3-star would be a huge momentum boost. But there are the Rocket Toons. Can he react quick enough? There's the Rage. He did... Oh, that Queen. Did she survive? Yeah, she has not too much damage on her except that Clan Castle, so she's staying alive without even needing to invest freeze at this point. So that's a quite easy Clan Castle takedown, and now we have King and Royal Champion pushing in from the right side. He needs to take down this defending multi-inferno tower. This is huge. This would be really important to take it down. There are the eagle shots, hammering on that King. Now the invisibility spell to take down the defending Queen. That was perfectly placed. If the scatter goes down as well, Woody.
Wow, excellent value, and of course it will. We have got Lassie out in front to keep that Royal Champion safe for her charge, still holding on to that ability, ready to pop it off as soon as she finds maximum value. If she could get it onto the Eagle Artillery, that would have been nice, but has to use it a bit earlier. Lots of point-firing defenses headlocked onto her, and so Truck Paris will have to find another way to knock it down. Still, though, I am happy to announce, with a 1-star claim from the Town Hall and now reaching 50%, RTK will guarantee advancement into the finals with a victory over Nishang Dance. It's all about that last leg now, seeing if they can get that triple to deliver another perfect war for today, Itsu.
That was, wow, really, really nicely done. The Queen is still going strong with taking down the defending multi-inferno tower, but the healers are gone. So the question is, can they still push this through? Can they get this perfect war? As you just said, their defense is taking down the last remaining Dragon Riders on the bottom side, but the top side, there are 2 more Dragon Riders still left alive. The Queen is pushing through as well. The minions on the right side are cleaning things up. And Truck Paris is getting yet again another 3-star, which means RTK is getting the perfect war against Nishang Dance. And this means both teams in the finals got the 15 stars in the semifinals. So this final should be super exciting. We have the Yen champions facing off against RTK, but in the 3rd seed match, we're going to have a crazy matchup as well versus Queen Walkers, facing off against Nishang Dance, 2 incredible teams as well. I mean, in the current situation, any team at any given day can get those perfect wars. So let's see if those 2 teams can make it, or if it's going maybe to more defense-heavy match, which I have to say I doubt that.
Yeah, I certainly doubt that too, especially when we have 2 perfect wars from the teams advancing to the finals. It is all going to be about that big burly offense and knocking down those triples. Nishang Dance will be facing off against the Queen Walkers in the bronze match for a prize placement, as well as points for the last playoffs match taking place in a couple of weeks. Take a look now at the bracket as it is finalized for the last 2 matches of the day. Queen Walkers and Nishang Dance on the bottom, but the VN champions against RTK for the finals. Who's gonna come out on top? Perfect wars all around. RTK with a smashing success over the world champions and knocking apart Nishang Dance with their perfect war, or will it be the VN champions already highly placed in this division and seeking to end on a high note?
That's the good question to finish, because we will go into a really short break, and after that we're coming back with the next match. Queen Walkers facing off against Nishang Dance. You don't want to miss that. So we're going to see you in just a couple of minutes.
See you soon. Clash Masters, and thanks for sticking with us through the break. Howdy, y'all. My name's Woody, and I'm joined once again by Itsu. We have finished our semi-final matches, and we are gearing up for our bronze match between Nishang Dance and Queen Walkers. Then, later on, it's RTK versus the VN champions for our first place finish. Are you ready, Itsu?
I'm super ready to see those matches. The first or the semi-final matches already were incredibly close in between of those teams. And I mean, the next two matches should be equally incredibly close, hopefully with a lot of amazing attacks to watch. But I think what we should do next, maybe take a look at the leaderboards actually, because we are getting closer and closer towards those playoffs. And we want to take a look how those leaderboards actually look like. Because if we take a look at those leaderboards, there is not too much which is going to change, which means all of those 4 teams which you see on the left, where the seeding is highlighted in yellow, those teams are going to make it to the playoffs. So we have Nishang Dance, Queen Walker, Space Station, HT Family already locked in as the top 4 teams from the leaderboards from the first 3 open qualifiers. And this means the seeding, though, is important as well going into the playoffs. But hey, if you still want to compete in this and get into the playoffs as well, there's one more chance for you. Actually, the last chance qualifier where you can sign up and get into the action. Just get on the Discord server and sign you up, and get on the website obviously as well, and get your team registered over there. And then you can get started next week. And maybe if you get into the top 4 in that last chance qualifier, you're getting into the playoffs. Easy as that, right?
Easier said than done, though, perhaps. Nishang Dance, Queen Walkers, HT Family, and Space Station, all 4 of them will be in the playoffs in a couple of weeks. But like you mentioned, the last chance qualifier next week has got 4 more spots available up for grabs for any clan that wants to enter and compete. We have got a lot of prizes to hand out for that last playoff spot. A $20,000 pool for the event overall, but most of it going to be coming in on that last day. Take one more quick look, however, at the playoffs format, and you'll learn at what was at stake over the past 3 weeks. 8 teams are going to be qualifying for our playoffs in a couple of weeks. 4 from these past 3 weeks of competition, and then 4 from the last chance qualifier next week. There's 3 days of competition for the playoffs themselves, where a couple of different groups will be subdivided and will have a best of 1 double elimination format that gives every clan the best opportunity to face off and show their strength in the arena.
That's exactly what is about to happen. So a lot of things are on the line. Since, well, obviously the prize money is over there as well, which you can get. There is a lot actually on the line if we take a look at the prize money overall. Not only in this qualifier, what the teams are fighting for, but as well the playoffs. 5,000 for the first seed, and the playoffs second seed with the 2,500, and overall the 20,000 prize pool for this event. And this is a lot of money on the line, but Woody, there's even more on the line with the wildcard silver ticket.
Right, you are, Itsu. The Clash of Clans World Championship, officially sponsored Supercell event, has a $1 million prize pool this year, and we are fortunate and excited to hand out a wild card silver ticket to the team that gets first place in the playoffs in a couple of weeks. That wild card silver ticket will give you an opportunity to compete at the end of the year for a shot at the World Championship. So much prestige, such great prizes on the line, and we are really privileged to be able to award that opportunity to the first place team in Clash Masters, certainly vying for and rising to the top of the community events in the Clash of Clans esports scene. So lots to be excited about in the coming weeks, and a lot to celebrate for the teams that have made it to the last stage of the qualifiers here today.
Yeah, that's right. So the first match we're going to take a look at for now is going to be the match of Queen Walkers facing off against Nishang Dance. 2 incredible teams which had a tough road getting over here. If we can take a look at the bracket right now, we had
Queen Walkers beating HD Family, one of the top teams actually coming into this competition, but then losing against the perfect war of VN champions to get, into the third place match. And then on the other side, we had Nishang Dance taking out KOG, but then losing to a really strong RTK. RTK already on the other side, taken down Alternate, and then Nishang Dance. That is not an easy road at all. So both teams had some incredible matches so far. So this next match should be a really, really good one.
The Asian region dominates in the Clash Masters Third Open Qualifier, with teams from Japan, Korea, China, and Vietnam advancing as the top 4. That bronze match, though, will pit 2 teams that were crushed in perfect war performances by their opponents. Their defense is faltering, and they will have to scramble to rebuild, to prepare, and to show us that they deserve a top 3 placement in this last war of the Open Qualifiers. I know everyone's excited about that final war, though, between the 2 perfect squads that we've seen today. RTK and the VN champions will be at the drawing board right now, setting up their plans, designing their bases, and getting ready for that all-star finish at the end of the day.
Yeah, but the funny thing, which I feel like, is that the 2 teams in the third place match are actually 2 teams which are the highest ranked in the leaderboards overall. So let's see how they can do. We have Dragon attacking this interesting looking base from STARS. I have to say, I have not seen a base layout like this. We have the NATO at the top side, not doing anything to that blimp, which means the NATO is already out of the picture for pretty much nothing. But on the other side, we see yet again 4 ground expos, and this with an air attack. I don't know if that's good news for STARS on defense.
Yeah, I guess he must have a lot of confidence in those air defenses spread out on the outer edges to try to block down a Laloon strike. But against a Dragon Rider hit with those 7 dragons, this hybrid aerial attack is going to be massive damage spread out to the final corners of this base. It's going to be all about concentrating that firepower and making sure that his forces are funneled properly if he wants to get the win here. There is a kind of scary air defense out on the right side edge of this attack. He's going to have to rely on that Archer Queen to get the snipe over there, but getting down that Eagle Artillery early, shutting off the multi-target Inferno and the Air Sweeper with multiple freeze spells. Dragon knows exactly what he's got to go for to get the triple in this first strike.
Yeah, and those freezes are... he is dropping so many freezes right there, but the back end double ground expo still has to go down because, as we said, you don't want to have those alive on the back end for your heroes, and this is exactly what those dragons and dragon riders are doing right now. And even though those dragons right now are flying in between of 2 air defenses are dying out, at this point, he does not care. He has on the right side his queen, on the left side the Royal Champion, and this base is wrecked because air defenses can't do anything about the Royal Champion or the attacking queen approaching. And with this, Dragon is getting the first strike, is getting the first 3-star in this matchup against Queen Walkers, against a really interesting looking layout from STARS in this one. But I feel like Queen Walkers overall are using so many ground expos that this might not be the best way to defend those air attacks from Monster. Dragon and Moon, I think, are happy right now because Dragon attacked first, Moon most likely is going to attack next with an air strike. But so far, a good start for Nishang Dance into this matchup.
It's really difficult, though, for all 5 of your bases to be set so that they can't be smashed by a Dragon army. I mean, it's in his name. We know he loves playing Dragon hits, and yet every single time he's coming back with 3 stars. He is not getting turned away at all. And so it's almost as if the Queen Walkers just have to accept that there's going to be a triple at some point and then try to concentrate to defend against attackers that they may think are going to be more likely to hit from the ground. It's really strange to me, and I'm glad that you pointed it out, though, that having all of those expos set to ground means that the Queen Walkers must be expecting more P.E.K.K.A. smash attacks or hybrid army hits from Hog Riders and Miners for them to justify that sort of long-range placement that is not defending at all against the aerial hits.
Yeah, the decision making obviously before the match is never easy to pick the right base against your opponent, especially if your opponent is really widely spread out, like strategy wise. But I mean, the same problem I think happens in Nishang Dance, because Queen Walkers on the other side are using a lot of different strategies as well. Gaku so far used those air strategies as well, even though he was the one from Queen Walkers, sadly, who messed up his attack earlier today in their semifinal match with only 80% 2-star. And this means the Queen Walkers are mixing things up completely, and we have stars coming in first. I think this is like one of the first time I saw that not Stara or Gaku are coming in first. But instead, Stars is mixing things up, and we have a Blizzard most likely on our hands, because what we have right now is this one blimp and 4 invisibility spells. So let's see what he's trying to go for and what he has in mind to take down a huge part of this base.
Battle Blimp early on, it's got a long way to go, but it is going to be dropping bombs along that path. It's going for that scatter shot in the top compartment, and if those Super Wizards can chain onto the Eagle Artillery as well, that is going to be a huge hit. Additional air defense that they can lock onto there as well, and chaining more damage onto really key structures. Stars has just dealt a massive strike right in that first hit. A meteor smashing into the top central section of this base is going to give a lot of wiggle room here now, as the balloons, even though they won't have quite as many spells to support, still have a pretty clear path along the bottom crescent of this base. 4 freezes and 3 haste spells, along with that additional invisibility for protection, probably in the core against those multi-target infernos. Stars has done an excellent job in the early stage of this hit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to jinx this earlier whatsoever, but this value of this Blizzard is just incredible. Eagle down, Scattershot, one of them is down. The Queen is down. Like, there are so many things already taken down by this. Just the entry, doing out the Clankers as well, is just like the one thing which you would like to see as well. And then now the Clankers. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, there's another wall break. I just want to say, like, first wall break was a little bit early. Either way, the Queen is now stepping inside. But the problem right now is that this Queen is taking a lot of damage from this one Expo. The King has to come back and tank for that Queen, but right now it does not look like this Queen. Yeah, that spell was clutch. The invisibility spell keeping the Queen alive. I just want to say it's really looking tough for him to keep his Queen alive, but that spell did a great job. And now the Lauder is about to start 2 multi-inferno towers against him, but 3 ground Expos actually against him as well, which are not doing too much against his air attack.
Yeah, I'll give credit to Dragon. Even though we were questioning those ground-based Expos, there is always going to be heroes in the attack that the Expos can target onto. They almost took down that Archer Queen and were given a lot of trouble to the remaining ground support troops. So credit to Dragon in that planning. Stars running late, though, now with just 39 seconds left to finish it off. We've seen rapid fast finishes in the past before, though, and with another haste spell ready to drop, he could have it in him. He's got a Lava Hound, though, with a lot of hit points still left. I don't know if a Wizard Tower is going to be enough to pop it, and without the pups to add on to the damage here, he's going to be really racing against the clock to get this job done.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible close. I mean, the haste spell is looking kind of funny with all of those pups and even the Bay Dragon flying around, but with 10 seconds left, this is not looking too good for Stars. 5 seconds is the last couple of seconds which he has remaining, but this last barracks is not going down, and this means we're seeing from Queen Walkers a 99% 2-star defense. The entry just looked way too good, and then the Lalo, he was missing out on a couple of those Loons at the bottom side with that Warden ability. I think this Warden ability was the big difference maker in this attack. Even though he got such a great value, it did not turn out to be enough on time. So good effort, but it's not going to be enough to get this 3-star in. And this means an early lead for Nishang Dance in this matchup.
Well, Nishang Dance put up 2 attacks in their last war that scored a 99% and a 98%. So seeing it finally happen for them on defense has got to be a relief, being able to take the upper hand, not in the mid-war, but in the very first line of attacks. has definitely got to give them a lot of excitement and the thrill of being able to hold onto that top spot right out of the gate. They are going in very fast as well with Moon's Electro Dragons. Bit of an uncommon attack strat, but certainly something that he has had success with in the past. Moving in at rapid pace, lots of raid spells, chaining massive damage throughout the core, and freezes to complement them as well, supporting and defending against those big defensive structures which are just getting zapped apart, Itsu.
Yeah, but the risky thing about this, and this is something which Moon likes to do, and every single time you're afraid, is that he's bringing the Slammer to the party, which means he does not have anything for saving the Town Hall. But right now, this Dragon Rider might be the MVP, taking down this Town Hall. And he has so many Electro Dragons left alive. King ability, Queen ability. I think he has not even placed the Royal Champion yet. And knowing Monster, they're going to try to somehow swag this Royal Champion. Knowing them, guaranteed they're going to try that. So let's see if that's going to happen. King ability is getting used. Queen ability is still not. Okay, there is the Hound coming out, and he is actually playing the Royal Champion. I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest. But I think it was the right decision. King still walking around. Queen and Royal Champion taking down the Lava Hound. But with that one freeze, I think this is still looking awesome for Moon to take down this base.
Yeah, Moon is cracked and this base is smacked. Great job with the Royal Champion there to give even more insulation for this final push. Inferno Tower goes down thanks to the Electro Dragon Lightning, and this was an easy snack for this attack. Great job with a minute left on this 3-star as Nishang Dance will continue to just parade through these Queen Walker bases without hardly any trouble at all. 6 stars so far for this squad, and holding the lead after keeping the Queen Walkers at bay with their first strike. Queen Walkers are now going to be in a really tough position, trying to make the comeback start from the very beginning of this war. They were never in a comfortable spot, and without being able to get a defense off the first 2, are just going to be racking their brains with what they can do to try to get into it, Itsu.
Yeah, Queen Walkers now need to do their own thing, and the one thing which I was surprised most about is just like the order of attacks. It feels like maybe they had no idea where Gaku could use his dragons on, or like what Stardra could do his smash on. Like, that was a big surprise to me. Like, typically it's always the same thing what they're doing. Stardra and Gaku starting things off, and then Klaus and Stars are going to heating things up, and Yuta finishing off the match for them. But with Stars going first, I'm looking forward to see who's coming up second. Is he just like going first because this plan was just like a, okay, we're going to do that right away? Or was that more like a more strategic decision overall? Either way, looking forward to the next attack of Queen Walkers, but they have to get that 3-star in, because so far, otherwise, there would be 2 stars behind, and that would be already a pretty I want to say not the best situation you want to be in, especially going up against Nishang Dance.
Yeah, you can't afford to give away a single star, even with that just 1% missing. If you are a star behind, a 2-star here would just be the end of the Queen Walkers. Just imagine having a 6-4 line even before the halfway point of this war. That is almost too much to have to come back from. It would just be a really demoralizing end to the day for the Queen Walkers for that to happen. So Gaku knows what is on the line with this next strike. The Queen Charge Dragon Rider Laloon combo. This is a very interesting setup that I have not seen before from nearly any player. We've seen lots of hybrid attacks, but it's usually the Dragon Riders paired with some dragons or Inferno Dragons. This time instead, though, it's going to be a combo Laloon Dragon Rider army. What are you making of that, Itsu?
That might be the reason why Gaku did not go in first, because this attack strategy looks pretty crazy to me. Like, just using a Queen Charge Lalo with some Dragon Riders, that's a crazy idea. So really looking forward to see what is coming up next for him. Like, what is the plan overall? Is the plan to wall break into the Inferno Tower and then use the lock launcher later on for the Town Hall? What exactly the plan looks like? Because so far the Queen Charge looks really strong, but he has to be careful for his Queen going for a wall or something. So let's see if that's going to happen. There's the wall break happening. The King is going inside, which is awesome. And there is this lock launcher going in, letting his locks roll into this base. But needs to be careful. Queen is engaging his own queen. Is he losing the queen ability? No, his queen is staying alive, and he still has that queen ability to push even further into the base.
Well, he's going in hard and fast. The log launcher's taking a lot of damage from those Teslas, though. That forces out the freeze because he needs that log launcher to crack through the last line of walls. It does get the job done, though, and the Queen will be well supported with those healers doing their best to keep her topped off. Gaku's going to send in some balloons in the bottom left corner to take out that last air defense and ensure that those healers are going to be protected so that they can keep that Queen topped off as best as they can. They are still raged up by having lost one already. That Queen is in dire straits. She's going to have to refocus onto the air skellies that are attacking her healers as well. But the main stage, or if you can call it the main stage of the attack, is coming in now on the left side. The Grand Warden protecting two Dragon Riders as they soar toward a multi-target Inferno. Burn that down. He's still holding on to the Lava Hound and a few more balloons from the backside. That's going to be the half dozen that are going to have to get the Town Hall because that Queen is taking a beating from these Teslas in the center here, Itsu.
Yeah, that Queen losing so many healers to that air defense is a huge blow to him. But then this one Hound with Tornado towards the top air defense, because this is something the Dragon Riders cannot that easily reach. But he's running out of spirit slowly. Something needs to take down the Town Hall, though. The Lava Hound still flying across. The Lava Hound needs to explode really soon, hopefully to generate some more cleanup. Because take a look at the left side. Is someone calling in the armored comp? Yes, it is. And there goes the base. Really cool plan, you have to say. It was an awesome queen charge of Gaku, and that is guaranteed worth waiting for us. Gaku not going in first, instead second, and coming up with such a crazy plan. That was pretty cool to watch. The queen charge into log launcher, into Dragon Rider Lalo. I don't know how I want to call it, but it was a really clean plan, really nicely done. Losing a couple of healers to that one air defense, but still able to save it. So that was a beauty, and this means Queen Walkers now are only 1 star and 1% behind of Nishang Dance.
Perfectly executed strategy and maximum style points for Gaku. The Queen Walkers were behind, but they are not going to go down without a fight. That was a really impressive setup from him, charging so deep with the Queen. And then typically for an air attack like that, you'd expect to see something like a Battle Blimp or a Stone Slammer targeting onto one important set of buildings near the inside of the base to support. But instead, he went in with a log launcher, got the Queen all the way to the core, and even with the healers going down, the spell support was perfectly timed to keep her with just enough hit points to save her for that last leg of the strike. Really impressive from Gaku there. I hope that attack will see more eyes and that the replay will be shared throughout the community, because that was a really interesting one to watch.
Yeah, indeed. That was a really interesting one to watch for sure. But now we are getting back to P.E.K.K.A Smash with this attack of Lei, and we remember the last attack of Lei did not work out as planned. The one cannon destroying the perfect attack, and this means now Lei wants to have some revenge. She's one of the best P.E.K.K.A Smash attackers out there in the world, and he's coming in with his push from the left side, and then most likely flying across with that blimp into the town direction. And sending in the smash into that scattered compartment. Can this work is the main question, though. Loons are going in. The first couple of super wizards are flying. And now we have that blimp. But the blimp is not inside that warden ability. Any black mines, and this blimp is not going to reach its target. The blimp is flying across the blimp. Can the blimp make it and reach the town hall? There's the black mine. But this blimp is reaching the town hall. And this means the smash now can finally just power through the base. And let's see if that's going to be enough to get the 3-star.
It very well may be. Lei got a little bit lucky on that blimp, not having to run into Seeking Air Mines before it reached the target, but the Town Hall does go down. That big bomb and poison will be ticking away at absolutely nothing in the top compartment. Instead, the rest of this smash is going on a perfect line through this base. Great jump spells from him to keep them on target, as those most important scatter shots have been really shut down effectively by free spells and big abilities used when they needed them most. Most of that damage is being negated, of course, also by the Unicorn, the healers, the Grand Warden. There is so much protective shielding for these troops that even though they are taking a beating, they will keep on going hard. Royal Champion ability is used and almost knocks down the cannon, but instead those builder huts will get to repair it up a little bit. It's short shrift, and little to be happy about, though, because Lei still has plenty of time on the outer edge to get through there. Royal Champion gets that final shot against the cannon, but will go down to the builder huts. Just need a little bit more to pierce through that top compartment and finish things off. I think he's got it, but I don't want to call it too soon. Itsu, what are your thoughts?
Oh, we know Lei already got this 99 earlier today. He does not want to have the history repeat. It's around about 30 seconds left. The queen is, caught on those defending skeletons. Now the queen ability to get through this last wall a bit quicker. The queen can pretty much... No, wait a second. I think that she cannot reach the last... the workshop at the top side. I don't think she can reach that, depending now on the warden, if the warden can reach it. But wait a second. The wall is open. I'm just trolling. The wall is open, I think. And this means the queen can reach the workshop, and this means it's not going to be another 99 for Lei. Instead, he is getting that 3-star last second with that workshop going down. Good job to him. A little bit lucky, as I said, on that blimp, but hey, at the end of the day, a 3-star is a 3-star, and this is everything what counts for them right now. And they're now 3 out of 3 against Queen Walkers, which, like, they have to now still keep going, because it's not easy with their already 2-star attack earlier. So it's not going to be an easy task at all.
Tic-tac-toe and a straightforward start for Nishang Dance. Yeah, maybe just one little tile different placement on that Seeking Air Mine, or even just another wall and some small building up top corner might have prevented the triple. But nonetheless, he made it happen. Didn't get very many points for having additional troops or extra time at the end. But like you said, 3 stars is 3 stars, and that is going to maintain the lead for our Chinese team over the Queen Walkers. Stadra will be the next attacker, and he is bringing in the rocket loons at a rapid pace. He is going to be hitting this space hard and right in the face. I don't see any lava hounds or ice hounds to protect them either. What is going to be out in front to insulate these troops, Itsu?
I think at this point it's all about just like sniping outside building and having a huge queen charge. This is like the goal, having a huge queen charge through the core of this base, and he's doing a really cool move with sniping the second layer scatter shot out of the way already. So this means it's an easy final for that queen, and I mean, at this point we know why exactly we had not Stadra or Gaku coming in first, because Gaku already with a crazy queen charge, and now Stadra coming in with an even more crazier attempt with a ton of rocket loons on this base, and this so far is looking amazing. The queen charge in there, the Cocoon is doing his thing and triggering not any traps, but at least he knows now that there are not any traps in there. Now the king is getting sent into the defending eagle compartment. There's the wall break. And this queen now is supposed to push through all of the core of this base, getting the town hall. So this is a long way ahead, but hey, this queen charge looks crazy so far.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we see queen walks along the outer edge that just kind of snipe around, but this queen is really putting the charge to it. She is going straight into the center, protected now from an invisibility and a rage to keep their healers on that task. She pulls out the CC and has got a lot of work left to do, but 3 ice golems coming out are not going to be too much of a problem for her. The freezy slowdown effect is going to be something that Stadra will have to work around, but with still so many rocket balloons left to go after those air targeting defenses, air defenses and archer towers are not going to be too much for him to handle, and I'm pretty sure he's going to crack into that last compartment, targeting that town hall and seeking out that 3 stars that his squad so desperately needs it to.
Yeah, the queen's takeaways. I mean, this queen charge is just incredible. She started at the 3 o'clock side, pushed towards 6 o'clock, and now she's somehow finishing on the town hall at the top side of the space. He has 1 rage left, 1 freeze, 1 invisibility spell left. The town hall is going down, and now even having 8 rocket loons left, a baby dragon. What is going on? Stadra is just completely smashing this base and obliterating this setup. That was a beauty of an attack. He's sending in the rocket loons, swagging, showing off that this base was just a joke to him. And that attack was truly impressive. And at this point, I'm not surprised at all that Stadra did not go first. And I have to say, I hope that at this point on, Gaku and Stadra are not going in first anymore, because those 2 attacks were incredible. Just this last attack with like 8 swagged rocket loons, that was mind-blowing.
Certainly was. And Queen Walkers once again get a fantastic style point showing in this war. The scoreboard still reports a lead for Nishang Dance, but Queen Walkers have 2 great replays to share with the community. So many troops left at the end. What was it, like 8 rocket balloons, a baby dragon, an entire squad of minions, spells to dump, and so much time left. The planning on that attack just completely dissected it in scientific precision. Congratulations to the Queen Walkers on a well-executed hit, but Nishang Dance with brute force might still hold the day. A 9-8 scoreline as we've passed the mid-stage of this war and are ready from the 4th attack from each side.
Yeah, and I'm ready for the next attack. This is going to heaten up slowly with those attacks. We started off slow on the Nishang Dance side with some pretty classic air spam strategies, but Queen Walkers are bringing the fire with their attack strategies. Now I'm looking forward to see what is next for Nishang Dance, because we have Fluxy in with the Queen George Dragon Rider against this base of Utah.
Early CC pull here, and he'll use the poison to help support this queen as she takes down the Lava Hound. A little bit of a slow start here for Fluxy, but nothing that he can't be prepared to deal with. With 4 Dragon Riders, he is going to go on the long haul march through the space. Of course, with any aerial attack, it's those air defenses that you got to keep your closest attention toward. Air defense over on the right side corner will be taken down by the queen. There's another one on the top, bottom, and left side, so big spread and triangulation of those defenses. 3 multi-target Infernos instead, not going for that single target Inferno, so more damage going to be dished out against these attacking troops, but not going to be able to concentrate it on any one point. That could give him lots of great value with the rage spells going at rapid pace and freeze to shut down at the places that he considers to have the most damage being applied to his troops.
Yeah, the Dragon Rider started from the bottom side, but the first Dragon Rider is already down, which is not good news for him. He's still saving the warden ability to catch as many Dragon Riders moving into the base. There's another eagle, couple of eagle shots, not getting blocked with that warden ability. The rage for that queen, keeping her alive, and at this point, a lot of Black Mines are getting blocked by this warden ability, which is clutch. Queen ability, oh, queen is staying alive. That freeze right there was clutch. And now it's all about the back end. 2 more Inferno Towers.
Barely keeps herself staying alive indeed. She is disco dancing through the top lane of his base, and with healers to keep her topped off, she's looking quite fine. Itsu. Grand Warden does go down, and that multi-target Inferno on the back was a bit too much for those troops to handle, but the free spells are still going to be available and ready for use. We've seen that Royal Champion ability out, so she's not going to be able to toss that shield on the last remaining defenses up there, but I think that this is going to be more than enough to finish it off. We've got 43 seconds, so the cleanup should be good as well. As long as that last mortar goes down, there isn't a whole lot left to keep these troops from finishing the base apart. Great job to Nishang Dance. They are going to continue their perfect hit so far with a 4th triple.
Yeah, another 3-star for them, and they so far look awesome. They look awesome in this match. Really, really clean attacks, a lot of them. On the other side, we have Queen Walkers looking strong as well. I mean, so far, it's only 1 star and 1% difference. 1 slip up, and all of this is coming down to the wire. It's incredible close still, but Queen Walkers need to keep 3-starring. They need to stay inside this match with 3-starring on their own and then hoping for some sort of defense. But so far, those matches are incredible. Especially this one. Watching the creativity of both teams at the moment is really awesome. We had just the P.E.K.K.A Smash and the Queen Charge Dragon Rider from Nishang Dance, and then just the creativity level of Queen Walkers with the Queen Charge Rocket Loon attack. That was awesome, and I'm looking forward because the next attacker for Queen Walkers should be Klaus. So we have to expect something creative from him, something crazy. And I have to say I'm looking forward to that because his attacks are always a highlight to watch and a highlight to witness in those matches.
I love that both of these teams have got names that kind of allude to the way that they sashay through the base. Nishang is dancing their way, but they are really the big hammer smashing, to be honest. It's all about the brute force for them, whereas the Queen Walkers have been a bit more style-oriented, going for those fun and creative sneak attacks, diving deep when they find an opening, and then kind of panning out when they see more of an opportunity for easy cleanup strikes along the outer edge. Klaus is well renowned in the community for using strange hits, and boy, is this going to be a weird one.
What?
We have got an avalanche of 5 golems ready to march on this base.
What?
13 party wizards. So pump up the volume, Clashers. We have got a show for you.
What is going on? 9 super wall breakers and a Skelly Donut. Klaus is just bringing it all. I already talked about the Skelly Donut earlier. It is such a risky move and it needs so much precision. But he's just doing it super casually, adding up with 5 golems. I mean, if you're wondering, yes, this attack matters because if he's not 3-starring, Queen Walkers is pretty much guaranteed on that 4th seed. And what is going on? I mean, this is a 9 super wall breaker Queen Charge. It feels like he starts charging through the base with his 5 golems. There's now the board in. I mean, how do you have ideas like this? What is going on in your head, in your mind, and just like, oh yeah, I would just do a Skelly Donut 5 golem super party wizard 9 super wall breaker attack. Like, that's super casual. That sounds like an idea. How is that working on voice? Like, what is going on over there? That is just crazy.
They are just one-upping each other with each successive attack, getting even more crazy, wild, and fascinating to see. This is truly a sight to behold, Itsu. These 5 golems, though, are actually struggling quite a bit along the outer edge. They've got lots of party wizards to support, but they're just going so slowly, slogging through the base. It's an eternal tome to protect the Battleflame, going directly for the Town Hall now, though, and even though it was a bit of a slow start here, there were lots of picking and choosing along those outer structures, and Klaus is actually doing a great job shutting this base down, setting it apart as another really impressive blow dealt to Nishang Dance. I think he's got the 3-star, Itsu.
What is going on? You can't tell me that Klaus just 3-star with 5 golems and a ton of super party wizards, and I'm just speechless. Like, what is going on? Klaus bringing the party with those party wizards to this event. And that attack was truly impressive. And if you want to rewatch that, I really highly think that we are going to have this attack tomorrow on a ton of thumbnails on YouTube. Like, trust me. That was impressive. What an attack.
Yeah, I feel like I've learned more about Clash strategy in the last 15 minutes from these attacks than from hours of researching. You just get the greatest minds in the Clash of Clans esports community, put them all together in a war that has a lot of attention, a lot of prestige on the line, but we know that there's not actually any prize money or any placement that's going to be affected by this. So this is almost the perfect storm of situational awareness from a squad that knows that they can experiment now. They have a little bit of room to flex and wander a bit, try out new strategies, see if they will pay off even at the highest level of competition. And they're being rewarded for it. This is a highly offensive metagame that we see right now with a lot of different opportunities for different attack styles to benefit. And Queen Walkers are showing us that if you just want to default to a hybrid, Hydra or ground-based, Pekka Smash, that's fine. It'll work. But are you really going to attract the attention of the community? Are you really going to earn that space as one of the best-known clans without having a little bit of spice every now and then? This is what we come to these events for, and Nishang Dance and the Queen Walkers are delivering on that expectation.
Yeah, they're doing for sure, especially LP now. I guess they knew as well that this match is not as important anymore for those two teams, and this is why we're seeing a Queen Charge with party wizards with 4 minus and 6 Hawk Riders. What are you even using those for? Like 4 minus 6 Hawk Riders? This is like 2 Spring Traps and those troops are gone. So this is yet again another incredible creative attack, and let's see if LP can push this through. Huge respect to him, obviously, as well. Just like to try to get on the same creativity level right there. Now we have a Warden randomly starting on the right side. Meanwhile, the Queen charge around the top left side, getting that multi-inferno out of the way. And at the same time, I still have to wonder, what is he using the kind of hybrid for? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's hybrids with a couple of Valkyries thrown in there, but it's like the hybrid isn't even the main force of the army. He's got 6 headhunters, for goodness sake. Gonna be sending those in deep against the enemy Archer, Queen, and Royal Champion, one can suppose. But LP knows that the gauntlet has been thrown down. The Queen Walkers have earned all the style points so far, and so it's up to him for Nishang Dance to get that 3-star and to do it with panache. He has got a Queen charge up along the top, which is just getting so much damage from the Eagle Artillery, yet is staying topped up thanks to those healers. She'll finally get a chance to crack in at that top compartment, but it's the big action on the bottom that I'm looking forward to now. Grand Warden protecting these hybrid attackers as they make their way toward the town hall, and great use of the headhunters to snipe those big heroes right when he needs them most. Can LP pull it off, Itsu?
There's a hybrid, or like at least a couple of miners for the core to take down the defending clan castle. There was a first spring trap, but the Queen staying alive is like the key in this one. He has the Queen ability. He has 5 more Hawk Riders. There's a couple of skeleton spells on the back end to make sure this Royal Champion is staying safe and protected. And even though those miners and Hawk Riders did catch a lot of spring traps right from the get-go, this is still looking good, but he has to worry about the time. It's only 20 seconds left. The Queen is dodging that multi-inferno tower for now. He has a rage. He needs to invest that rage. Otherwise, time is a huge problem. But no, it's LP. He is swagging at all costs. There's the freeze. There's the skeleton spell. There's the rage. What is going on with those teams? And this means Nishang Dance getting the perfect war in this one. Even with this last... Like, actually, how would you name this last attack? I have, to be honest, no clue, because the Queen charge was involved in hybrid with, like, miners and Hawk Riders, headhunters, as you said, party wizards, ice golems, Valkyries. That would be the longest strategy name in all century. Like, this is just incredible what those teams are showing to us.
Yeah, when I run out of options, I just call it the kitchen sink attack. You throw everything you've got at them. And it takes so much more of a calculated plan for that sort of thing to work. It's not just a spam attack. I mean, that goes without saying. You saw how intricate the placement was from the bottom left Archer Queen charge that was moving toward the top side of the base. From the bottom right, he sent in the hybrid with the headhunters. From the top right, he's picking and choosing his opportunities to strike at defenses that he finds most vulnerable. That was just a brilliantly executed play, and Nishang Dance might have been smashing through their first 4, but that really was the cha-cha slide to the finish that we had been hoping for. A perfect war from this squad finishes with success over the Queen Walkers, and Nishang Dance will claim 3rd place, the bronze finish for this team. But the UTA14 finale is ready to go in now. Going a bit more casual and standard here. Not quite still by any standard means, but we've got 4 Dragon Riders with a little bit of a La Lune dash into the mix here for some additional spice in our last strike. Itsu, shape up this attack for us.
Yeah, we have yet again, as I said, another... creative attack on our hand. I would say a Blizzard with Dragon Riders with Rocket Loons. That's a wide attack as well, but those Super Wizards seem to not got the value he was looking for. He wanted to take down the defending clan castle and the troops inside, and obviously taking down the scatter shot. With the scatter shot staying alive, this is now a huge deal to him. And I don't know, I have to say, I'm not really sure what is about to happen next with that scatter shot. Maybe he needs to use the Royal Champion, but that's definitely not meant to go down over there. Instead, he's sending a couple of Rocket Loons in there. He could still snipe maybe this scatter shot with his Rocket Loons, but on the other side, maybe the Queen even is going inside, but so far, nope. Wait, yes, she's going back. She's going for that scatter shot, taking that down. There's the invisibility spell to keep her alive, and he has still 4 more invisibility spells left, but I think this plan right now is not going to plan as he was thinking about it. Queen is inside the base, and I don't know what is going on with all of those invisibility spells. Maybe a Royal Champion charge? I don't know.
Yeah, it is almost impossible to track and call where the positioning of these troops are expected to come from next, because they are just completely rewriting the strategy book here. Just one Dragon Rider alone in the top section of the base to take down that multi-target Inferno. He's triggered the Eagle Artillery, but that will be his next target as he gets a couple more set up over on the right side there. Big hits on one of those Dragon Riders, though, as the air defense had free reign to fire away, and he is just taking pop shots all around this base, but not really concentrating his fire anywhere. 2 minutes into the attack, and he still doesn't have his first star yet, Itsu.
Yeah, this attack is looking completely failed at this point, sadly, because the King did not take down the tunnel. He was walking... Oh, there are the Rocket Loons. He's just risking it all at this point. Not even deployed the Royal Champion yet. The Royal Champion now is coming in for the Town Hall, but this did not work out as intended. This was an unfortunate ending. There is the invisibility spells. He is just putting everything down. He knows this attack is not getting anywhere. Using the last invisibility spell on the Royal Champ to get at least the second star. But this is over. This base defended. It was a really cool attempt to show something creative off as well, knowing that this match is not as important anymore. But still, hats off to both teams. What an incredible match to watch, knowing especially that this match overall, like seeding wise and everything, did not really had too much impact. And this said, like, this was a creative match to watch. This, I have to say, was, I think, the best match to watch of all the 3 qualifiers so far. The incredible creativity of both teams, which they were showing, is just amazing to watch, to be honest. So that match was super cool, but at the end of the day, Nishang Dance is going to win this one, is getting to the 3rd seed. But hey, Woody, there's one match left to watch still.
Right, you are, Itsu. And I will just put the final cap on that last one by saying that was the most entertaining war that I have seen in probably maybe even this year so far. Like, the attack strategies, the complexity, the difference in units that they brought, staying completely off meta all the way throughout. This is exactly what you would hope for as a viewer and as a commentator. Like, that was a joy and a pleasure, and I salute both teams. Nishang Dance and Queen Walkers, you can just disregard the scoreline, because the most important element of that last war was the story that they brought for us, the replays that we're going to have to share for the rest of the year now, taking apart what each of them did. These are both highly respected teams and highly regarded. It's like they weren't even competing for the win. They were competing to be the names that were on everyone's tongue after the war took place. So lots of great attacks that we will have a lot to say about in the weeks to come. But as you mentioned, it is about the final war now. We have got 2 teams left standing to claim that first place prize. RTK and the VN champions have been biding their time and waiting for their opportunity. These are perfect war squads as well. And if the fire's been heating up from this bronze match, just you wait until the grand finals.
That's right, because the grand finals is around the corner. And after just a super quick break, we're back with that final match. As you said, VN champions taking on RTK. You don't want to miss that one, so stay around, and we're back in a couple of minutes with the finals of qualifier number 3.
back to Clash Masters, and thanks for sticking with us for that short break. It is the time we have all been waiting for. The playoffs, the third qualifier grand final is now. We're looking forward to the playoffs in a couple of short weeks, but this is going to be the last chance for teams to score prize money in the lead up to that. My name's Woody, and I'm joined here by Itsu. We're about to watch RTK, the champions from Korea, square off against VN champions, the top squad from Vietnam.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be an incredible match to watch. Even though you have to say, it's really hard to beat the match which we were just witnessing with a couple of the most entertaining attacks which we've seen recently in Clash of Clans. But the next match is going to be a really high action-packed match between our VN champions and RTK, which so far have scored incredible scores over the last remaining matches. So let's take a look, a really quick one at the bracket, and see how those teams got into the finals and which teams they might have beat on their way over there. Because if we take a look at the bracket really quick, we see Sky Stars was kicked out of, or kicked from VN Champions of the tournaments. Queen Walkers lost to VN Champions as well. And then we had on the other side RTK, arguably one of the toughest roads towards the finals. Alternate, Nishang Dance, both were taken down by RTK. That is quite impressive, and this is promising a lot towards that final and towards this next match in between of those two teams.
Yeah, the teams that picked up first place finishes in the past have gotten these wins in the very end. We know that the VN champions and RTK have had their work cut out for them on this march to victory, but they've had perfect wars as well. So really big opportunity to see some great offensive strategies brought to bear in this grand finals. And if it does wind up being a perfect versus perfect war, we'll just have to go down to total time spent in attacks, where the quicker hits will be rewarded with the victory.
That's right, and VN champions so far are looking pretty strong. They use a lot of air with Lalo, for example, but as well with the dragons, which are so powerful at the moment. So let's see how they're starting things off in this match. But on the other side, we had RTK, which were super flexible in their attack strategy. So let's see what they are using early on. And we have the VN champion starting things off with yet again another Lalo. Ice Hounds in place, Skelly spells in place as well to take down the defending heroes. But first off, he's slewing out the Clan Caster to take that out nice and easy with those defending headhunters. There's the bowler to keep those headhunters inside the poison. And this means Clan Caster should be dealt with easily. 2 headhunters remain, but they should be taken down soon by those attacking heroes. King, Queen is down. Queen should take down the headhunters really soon. And this means she can take down the Town Hall then around. But the Tesla farm at the top side, that is messing everything up just a little bit pathing-wise.
Yeah, this is a really tricky base. I gotta give my congratulations to Troc Paris on the design for this one, because air defense is spread out into all 4 corners, scatter shots equally distant from them, and Eagle Artillery opposite the Town Hall with a single target Inferno protecting it. This is going to be a really tough nut to crack. Pianu is going to have his work cut out for him, but with the early stage of this hit on the bottom side of the space, finishing off just 1 air defense, I don't know if he's got the value that he needed out of the first stage of the strike. Didn't take down the Town Hall, didn't get that first air defense on the outside. He has just taken a lot of damage early on here to set up for this hit.
Yeah, and now the NATO, things are going from bad to worse for him, but maybe the Dragon can still take down the Town Hall. That was important, but at the same time, this Tesla farm at the top side did cost him so much, and things did really not go as planned for him. And this means now the Lado needs to be on point. It's not going to be easy, especially with those hero dive attacks. When the entry is going wrong, those attacks are one of the hardest to save. So let's see if he's somehow able to do that. There are the skeleton spells. There is the rage to get those defending Royal Champion out of the way. But the core Inferno Tower is covering that. And now the Warden ability is keeping everything safe. But is this still enough? The core Inferno Tower is staying strong. Back and Scary is looking scary as well.
Air bombs, 2 of them, air skellies, The central multi-target Inferno stands! And that is going to be a really difficult time for Piano to get the triple that he's looking for. Defensive Royal Champion, defensive Barbarian King, still surveying their domain. They are holding on, and this is going to be a crushing loss for the attackers this time. RTK's defenses hold up, and the VN Champions are sent packing right out of the gate. They have that slammed in their face.
Wow, and what a defense to start things off. Truck Paris is getting an 80% 2-star on defense. That is something impressive right there. And this in the beginning, this is a good start into this match for RTK. And they so far, to me, were one of the biggest surprises in this qualifier. They were looking so incredibly strong. So seeing this performance, I have high expectations for them going to the next Worlds pre-qualifier and qualifiers, obviously, because they have done an amazing job, not only on offense, but as well on defense, defending against a couple of those top teams. And this is a good start doing exactly that. VN champions so far were looking stunning in those first couple of matches in the semi and in the quarterfinals. But the first attack already being a defense is something big moving forward in this match. And now, on the other side though, RTK needs to make this count, because if they now get an even worse 2-star or even something less, that's not meaning anything than having such a good defense. So they now need to get the 3-star to push their lead. Can they do that with this Inferno Tower, Inferno Dragon and Dragon Rider combination on this base of Jack?
We will have to see, but really gotta say, I mean, there's 2-star 99% defenses, and then there's 80% defenses. RTK didn't just get a good solid hold off there, they really gave themselves a lot of opportunity to maybe make mistakes here and there, to just give themselves a ton of breathing room. They have a great upper hand with morale, with just the very first attack, often the strongest attack starting first, and unable to get the triple. RTK are in the commanding position now with a big spread on this Skydra army. The Dragon Riders and Inferno Dragons spread all throughout the interior here and knocking down really core defenses left and right. A single target Inferno right in the mid. Not too much for those Inferno Dragons to deal with, but unfortunately it locked on the Dragon Rider. Dragon Rider survives though, and that encounter will once again go in Sincere Prayer's favor. His big advantage is rapid fast attacks, and he has leveraged it to maximum capacity here, Itsu.
Yeah, but the Eagle is pretty much the last remaining defense, and the Eagle is such a powerful one, so having a couple of Eagle shots going on those Dragons is not an easy thing at all. And we have the defending Eagle yet again shooting a couple of more times. The defending scatter shot, is it going down? The Eagle is completely missing, but the Queen is going down as well. The last Expo set to air is the game changer right here, because this Expo is not going down, and something where we were expecting a ton of 3-stars. The finals is starting off with the double defense. What is going on right here? The base is holding strong, and this is a pretty solid defense as well. 96% most likely at the end of the day. The skeleton trap is delaying even more. And Woody, we were expecting a ton of 3-stars, but so far we're seeing a ton of defenses. Both teams are holding strong.
What happened to that Archer Queen? She seemed perfectly positioned to finish off that right corner compartment.
Yeah, I don't know. The Queen, like everything pretty much skipping that Eagle. I don't know if that was the best thing. Like the Eagle staying alive for so long against those Inferno Dragons, which really like to like clump up, group up together. This is obviously not a good thing, having so much splash against you. So good defense over there. But at the same time, this is another defense. Both teams are starting off with 2-stars. And now we have everything still open. Only the percent being the difference maker at the moment. VN champions, everything still open. They have the next attack, and they need to make that count. Especially after having faith in the beginning. Teams maybe are a little bit shaky. So having a good next punch might be the deciding factor in this really close match, really.
Well, a 16% advantage really means a lot more when the metagame is focused on really high hit rates, right? The fact that we have oftentimes like 14 to 14 star wars means to me that that big of an advantage, 16% on the percentage, is going to be almost insurmountable. If the VN champions want to win here, they really have to expect that they have to win on stars. Otherwise, the only way that that percentage can be closed is if we have some sort of really strange low hit rate, like a 13-12 war here between the champions and RTK. Otherwise, it's going to be all up to the Vietnamese team to try to get those triples consistently in their next 4 hits, because especially when we have a perfect war versus a perfect war team, squads that have put up 15 stars before, you cannot expect that your opponents will have anything less than the best on their offense for this grand finals match.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And we have Jack coming in next with his legend army, the Dragons, the Dragon Riders, and the Inferno Dragons all combined together. And we have the push through the base really fast into the core. The multi-Inferno Towers are trying to somehow deal some damage, but the poison is placed perfectly as well for the Clan Cast, and now the Blimp. The Blimp needs to reach the town, otherwise all those attacks are looking a little bit tough. Dragon Rider is tanking for their Blimp for now, but are there any Black Mines? The freeze is covering nothing, but the Blimp is reaching its target, which means the Town Hall is going down quickly. Now it's all about the back and all about those attacking heroes. King, Queen, Royal Champion, all of them need to power for the backhand. This is looking great with only the Scatter being a big threat at this backhand. I think we're looking at another 3-star for Jack, this time around for VN Champions.
Right, you are. And there's a great reason why that army composition is so effective in Legends League and is getting used here today in the war, because it is so standard, it's so reliable. The expectations are almost always high for that hybrid army, all coming in from the air. You've got troops that target enemy defenses. You've got really high DPS forces like those Inferno Dragons popping out, not just 2 of them in the regular army, but another one in that battle blimp. So really great job there to get the triple using a very versatile attack strat that just kind of spread out and gets a pancake slap to the side of the base that just went so fast that you couldn't stop it. The key usage of those rage spells to get troops on target and not let defenses stack up the damage was another big point in his favor there. The first 3-star of this war comes from the second attack by the VN champions.
Yeah, and with VN Champions, 3-starring RTK needs a 3-star as well. Yes, they have the percentage lead, but as long as they're not tying on stars, this does not matter at all. So they need to get that 3-star in for them as well, making sure that they're tying up again. And this is something which is really important for this matchup, because otherwise RTK is falling behind. And so far, most of the teams falling behind early had a rough time of coming back from this deficit. So this is not an easy thing, and this is not a situation where you're putting yourself into. So next attack is going to be crucial for the RTK team. And I have to say, I'm looking forward to see what they're coming up with next, because we're always starting off with some sort of dragon attacks in the beginning, but then we're switching mainly to Lalo, Blizzard Lalo, Queen Charge Lalo, things like that. So let's see if that's going to be the case yet again on this one, or if they're going to stick with dragons maybe, or going back to Queen Charge Hog Riders. We have to see and wait what they're coming up with next, because, well, as I said, this next attack, there's a lot on the line with this one.
Yeah, it was such a big prize waiting for the first place team at the end of this one, and with all of the eyes of everyone watching this competition on the final qualifiers, grand finals, they are not going to take any unnecessary risks here. RTK with the triple will be able to maintain a lead, but it will be a slim one at that. Anything short of that, a 2-star would be potentially devastating for their chance, not just at keeping that star advantage, but also might have them slip down below on percentage destruction, despite that 80% 2-star from VN Champions right out the gate. If RTK can't keep that damage really, really high, they would lose kind of the only one thing going in their favor. So warning here, will be bringing a Sui Lalo attack with 3 of those hounds and an ice golem to try to provide some insulation for this early hero strike. Barbarian King in the top corner is going to have easy access to that Eagle artillery compartment, and support from the Archer Queen will get them to dive deep into this base. I'm wondering, what are you looking at in those second compartments that the Archer Queen may be able to target onto and take down.
I think just getting into the core, trying to reach as many things as possible is the key thing at this point. King has used his ability. There is so much damage on that King at the moment. And with the lock launcher opening up everything in the core, the Queen should be able then around be able to reach everything. There are some Yetis inside. He's investing a rage to make sure those Yeti mates are getting even more value out of this base. The Royal Champ ability, getting the Inferno Towers, both of them actually. And now it's all about taking down the Scattershot. The Scattershot is even dropping to those Yeti mites. And now the Queen is inside the core of this base. And this is looking wrecked at the moment, entry-wise. Even though I don't want to call it too early. So far, that was better at jinxing. So let's see if that Queen is walking around. But wait a second, she's going the wrong way. Because the defending Queen, that would have been awesome if she could have been taken her down. But now everything is relying on how... she's coming back. Wait a second.
Gets the 2 few shots up. No! Defending Queen survives, but we just need a few shots from Lava Pups to finish her off. There's another Hound soaring through the top compartment there, and it's just about to pop. Fortunately, it drags a couple of air bombs. No! The air bomb kills all the pups! That's horrible, Itsu!
Yeah, cleanup is gone, so everything is now relying on those loons to clean things up. But the heal spell, keeping everything alive, is awesome. He has the spells to get fast into the back end. The Warden is fine, but there's another Black Mine to take the Warden down. The last couple of defenses being 2 Archer Towers and the air defense. Can they go down? The air defense in the first Archer Tower is going down in 40 seconds left. I think he is still looking good, even though the big group of minions and pups got hit hard by this red bomb, and 30 seconds should be enough. And Warning is getting this so important 3-star in for RTK as well to tie things up again and remaining their percentage lead. So the match starting slow, heating up quickly, providing us with another 3-star in this one.
Oh man, I'm having heart palpitations watching that Lava Hound try to soak as many shots as it can, pulling out traps left and right. It's good if an air bomb hits a Lava Hound because that's hardly any damage to have to worry about. But if the Hound pops and it sends out the pups just as soon as the air bomb explodes, everything's gone, and the cleanup potential for that troop is significantly diminished. I mean, it's basically gone at that point. It is gone. So congratulations for RTK are due for having so many balloons left over for the cleanup in the outer stages. It was a little close there at the end, but he rolled the dice and it came out in his favor. That will mean a victory for RTK, is 1 step closer, holding on to that 8% advantage on the overall destructions, even though the star total is squared off right now.
Yeah, but there's still 6 attacks to do. 3 for each team, so a lot of things can still happen, good and bad for RTK, but you're right. Right now, it's looking good for them. It's always easier said than done, but if they keep 3-starring from now on, and if they're going perfect for the rest of the match, they're going to win. But at the end of the day, it is not that easy. For us as casters, it's easy to say, but as a player, it's not. For sure, especially if the defending bases are not looking that great to plan on. So looking forward to see what those teams are coming up with, and what strategies are going to come up next. VN Champions going up next against the bases of RTK. And we are seeing yet again another Inferno Dragon Rider attack strategy on this base of Warning. We have the King and the Queen actually getting wall break into this base. But the Tesla farm is already waiting and dishing out a ton of damage. And with this Tesla, the King should get lured outside of the base. And he's using the Queen ability by accident. I think that Queen ability was not needed, which means this Queen ability is missing further inside this base.
Dropping the entire line of troops, all the heroes sent in early on, just holding on to that Royal Champion at last. But yeah, the early Eternal Tome, the early Archer Queen ability, the early Iron Fist, like everything is spent now. Kung Tian Dung is really hoping that that early strike is going to be enough to carry him through to victory. But with all 3 Inferno Towers standing up, with a really difficult to reach Scattershot defended on the top left by an Archer Queen, there's still so much left in this base.
Yeah, there's a lot of things still left, and with the dragons dying out quickly, I don't know if that's going to be possible, but the Royal Champion is still in place. Maybe she can somehow deal with that, The Inferno Tower is beaming that defending queen. But wait a second, the Royal Champion might still have it. Another freeze to keep that Royal Champion alive. The Dragon Rider is left alive as well. But there are a ton of cannons still left, Woody.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's just too much for her to handle. Cannons on the outside and mortars. Little bit of damage that they can do to a Royal Champion are going to be there still waiting for her. Dragon Rider will be able to lock on to defenses, but unless he's got a ton of hit points, that air defense is just going to crush straight through him. Cleanup would be no problem with a minute left, but it's all up to this Dragon Rider now, and, well, there it goes.
Not too much to do for this Dragon Rider right there. Dragon Rider getting taken up by 2 shots of this air defense. The Min is trying his best to save a couple of percentage. But hey, RTK yet again with a really solid defense. And as I said, RTK is like surprising in a positive way more and more in this third qualifier of the Clash Masters. So let's see how they're going to keep doing on offense on the other side. We already said they have everything in their own hands before this defense, but now things are looking even better. Percentage-wise, star-wise, if they can get the next 3-star in. And things are looking really good for RTK, and I have to say I cannot wait for the next attack of them because they so far have done an incredible job of getting those powerful hits in and making them look so easy.
Yeah, the Korean community is just really impressive, whether they're formed, formally as Vatang, whether new teams crop up through RTK. This is a squad of players that is extremely formidable, both on offense and on defense. They have got the skills to take them to the top. Excited to see them showing up in this last qualifier at the grand finals now. Don't believe that they will be advancing with the points, even if they got first place here, because this is the only qualifier that they were scoring points from. But with the last chance qualifier going on next week, RTK alternate attacks. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that have a great chance at scoring a spot in the Clash Masters playoffs, where, of course, we'll remind you again, we've got $5,000 for first place and a Clash of Clans World Championship Silver Wild Card ticket to hand out with a chance to compete and qualify for that $1 million event taking place this year. But it's all about Noob next. The attacker for RTK has brought in a Lava Hound with a Queen charge from the bottom corner, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right, and it's a really good way of charging into the space because you can easily reach that air defense, which means there is no second layer threat on this Queen. The Queen should easily be able to charge into this base, take down a lot of important defenses, and the first couple of wall breaks already were happening. So where is he going to wall break next? Right into that second layer scatter shot. The question though now is, where is that Queen going? First off, defending King, defending Queen are going to hop over and try to take down this attacking King. The King ability is keeping him alive for now. The Royal Champion is trying to support and maybe even getting this other scatter out of the way. But now with the defending Clan Castle coming out of the base as well and coming out of the Clan Castle as well, I don't know if that's looking good. The Royal Champion is still going strong. The invisibility keeping her alive, but where is that Queen supposed to go? There's no jump, there's no more wall breaks to keep her going, which means this Queen is now stuck on a couple of walls. I mean, that's the favorite thing to do for her anyways, of beating through a couple of walls. But still, where is she going next? Is she going for that wall to get through this expo? What is the next step for her?
She's already lost her Unicorn. She's losing healers to Seeking Air Mines, and with the meteors falling down from that Eagle Artillery, she is really in a tough position. Wow, Tesla Farm pops up surrounding that Town Hall. Big protection for the last corner of this base, but I think Noob might still be up to the task. He drops that Eternal Tome to protect the Battle Blimp, and it is on its path to victory. Gonna get a few drops in the single target Inferno, but it's going for its main target right now, the Town Hall. It will soon pop out and send every single balloon in its payload to get that maximum damage applied. The second star is earned. One more last free spell to drop. He sends it in on the air defense into Tesla. They are on a rampage. Rage spell on task. They have made it to the final. Defenses will knock them apart and claim the third star for RTK.
Yeah, what a beautiful attack. Queen charging this entire right side, taking down 2 multi-inferno towers, 2 scatter shots. The defending clan castles, so many important buildings were located on that right side. And with this charge, being able to take down all of this with not too much investment and a really nice calculated queen charge, this was the key thing for RTK, for Noob, to take down this base. And this means RTK is taking an even bigger lead. Not only they are now a couple of stars, 1 star ahead, it actually feels like they are 2 stars ahead based on the percentage lead which they have as well. So the 1 star lead looks a little bit smaller than it actually is with the percentage difference as well.
Right, you are. The 2-star drops from VN Champions leave them far behind. RTK surging forward with both a star and a percentage lead is going to basically make it all but impossible for the VN Champions. The only real path to victory for VN Champions is back-to-back 3 stars off of their last attacks and then just holding off RTK somehow. I'm not sure how. A squad that's put up a perfect war before and has already tripled 2 of your bases. It is going to be a real tough run for the VN Champions. Lots of fans from Vietnam in the chat, though, sending all the energy and support that they can toward their heroes. Meanwhile, RTK, longtime fans in the community, are going to be cheering them on, hoping that they can score that gold prize from this finals showing here in our last qualifier of Clash Masters.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But now, back to VN Champions, they need to get the 3-star in. This is such an important thing right now for them. Not only for the match itself, but for the momentum for them, for the situation for them in Voice. And we have Chuan Tran coming in with a Queen Charge Hybrid. I'm just like, Queen Charge Hybrid, okay, coming in with this. Some people joke around and call it a dead strategy, but to be honest, Queen Charge Hybrid has one of the highest hit rates in competitive Clash, just because the people who use Queen Charge Hybrid really know what they're doing typically and are incredibly skilled with their Queen Charges. So I have to say, I'm looking forward to see if he can make that Queen Charge work and if he can take down this base with the Hybrid.
Well, he's got the Town Hall nice and early. That Queen Charge is also going to have free reign to go after the enemy Queen, another really key target for this hybrid hit. Gets the CC pull as well, and holding on to a poison spell. That should work very, very well against the archers that are streaming out now. So many of them just going to get ticked away by that Archer Queen now on offense, trying to crack through a wall. She is going to take some damage from the multi-target Inferno, but that's not too much to have to deal with. Pops down another Builder Hut, and will kind of continue to cruise along the southern edge of the base. That is going to be 1 minute into the attack, and we are waiting now for the main stage of the attack to go off. The next hit will be that big hybrid. Forcing out a 3 spell, though. He's trying to protect his healers as best he can, because that multi-target Inferno locking onto them could be the end of this Archer Queen if she can't drag them off of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the healers and about the multi-inferno tower. If the multi-inferno tower is taking down the healers of that Queen, it's not going to be great news for this Queen. The Queen should eventually take down the back end scatter shot, I believe. And this Queen is going right now for the perfect wall. Take a look at that. The Queen should be able to reach that back and scatter. But on the other side, those healers are getting shot at by this multi-inferno tower. The healers are getting taken down. And now it's all about the hybrid. Maybe the Queen ability can deal some more damage. She's chasing the backhand Royal Champion. There are some more Hawk Riders coming in, supporting the miners, making sure the push through the backhand is even stronger. The Queen is taking out the bomb tower. Can she take down this defending Scattershot? This would be huge. Queen ability is getting used. Yes! Scattershot is going down. And with this, yet again, another Queen Charge Hybrid 3-star. Queen Charge Hybrid, one of the highest hit rates in competitive Clash, which sounds so weird because it's one of the strategies which have suffered the most from the Town of 14 update. But still, those pros can make it work. Hybrid looks so easy when they're doing it. And this attack was just executed flawlessly, and this Queen getting into this compartment was a huge game changer. Backhand scatter going down, hybrid going easy like nothing. That was a beautiful attack.
Superb success with that hybrid and supporting with a siege barracks along the outer edge. I checked on the end there, and the P.E.K.K.A. and the Wizards still looked just fine. There was going to be no problem at all with cleanup, and even though that Archer Queen lost her healers early on, by getting those Hogs and Miners out in front to protect her from those last shots, she was able to do her job still to the very end. Finishing off that scatter shot with the last use of her ability was the nail in the coffin for that base. VN Champions finding that triple and giving them ever so slightly that last little bit of hope to continue on now. RTK will have to go continue putting those 3 stars up to submit their victory. It's not guaranteed, but with a percentage and star lead, they certainly do have a commanding presence in this grand finals for the third qualifier. Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. They're looking really good. RTK is in yet again, and we take a look at that attack. Younghan is in with some lightnings, with some Lalo, with a log launcher. Here we go. The favorite siege machine Woody and me like to watch. And let's see where he's entering with that one. Just seeing the logs rolling is just making you feel happy. So I'm super excited to see where he's rolling those logs. Wait a second, that's Expo did not go. Did he have 5 lightnings? I did not pay attention.
Yeah,
did he miss drop one lightning or just... Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, that Clashquake certainly just... Zapquake not delivering the value that he was hoping for there. Expo still firing away. How many total lightning spells did he bring? You bring up a good question there. I'm trying to run the tape back to see what was brought there, but meanwhile the log launcher is already on its way through the base supporting this Archer Queen. What is going to be the next crucial stage of the attack, Itsu?
I think the next most important thing is to take down the multi-inferno tower, take down maybe even the Expos. And I don't know if he actually wants to go for that, but I feel like the Town Hall is not too far either, to be honest. I mean, he took down already a huge part of the space. Now the Ice Golems are tanking for his Queen, and if everything goes right, this Queen might even get the Town Hall. He has using the first invisibility spell for his Queen. He has to wait for the Queen what exactly he's about to take down. But those Ice Golems are tanking perfectly, but they're exploding, taking some more freezes. And there's now a couple of more loons coming in from the top right. Can this Queen take down this Town Hall? That's the big question. If the Town Hall is going down from this Queen, this is a GG. I mean, there's only, take a look, in the 9 o'clock corner left of this base. But I feel like, I don't know if he's actually trusting his Queen. Is she going there? Bomb tower first. Woody, is the Town Hall going down with the Queen?
Pops a relatively early ability there to maximize damage on the Town Hall itself. He finds himself running right into Giant Bomb, so loses all the archers from that ability, but still gets the job done. Those balloons are unfortunately going to have to path right through that big poison bomb, and that's going to be the end of them. Still, though, a big contingent is continuing along the left lane with that Grand Warden Eternal Tome to support. Scattershot, the last big defense that it remains, but unless those balloons clump up, that is not going to be too much of a worry for him, since in the final freeze, and that is going to be it. It's 3 stars guaranteed for Young Hung, and RTK need just one more to guarantee victory in the grand final.
That attack was just impressive. How did that Queen still take down the Town Hall? That was such an overkill at the end. Really good move with that Queen, using the spells accordingly to get that Queen where the Queen was supposed to go. And that attack was just a beauty, getting the log launcher across the base. And this is something what a lot of people are doing with like an Queen George, but Young Han is just doing that with just his heroes and a couple of log launchers rolling across, or a couple of logs actually rolling across. So really good job to him, and RTK, they're just not stopping. This is such an impressive performance by them. So far a 99% average destruction and 11 stars. I think they're looking pretty hot, and finals looking rougher and rougher for VN Champions.
Yeah, this is going to be a real tough march. The only chance VN Champions have is to get the 3-star here and to just hope beyond hope that the last defense that they put up will stop RTK from holding on to that lead. 6% average destruction advantage for RTK is going to be an awful lot to have to come back from, though, on this 5th and final attack. The VN Champions doing their best, but capped at 13 stars. That is going to be an offensive slide down from their previous showings and just really kind of leaving out hope that they can pick it back up again when they show back at the playoffs.
Yeah, next attack is alive. VN champions, if they want to have any chance at all, they need to get into the 3-star. And so far, we have a Queen Charge Dragon Rider with the Wall Wrecker, maybe just for the Town Hall. We're going to see that and wait for what exactly is about to happen. But so far, just the Queen Charge around that Town Hall, and then the Queen Charge into the flanking compartment next to the Town Hall, in the air defense and the Expo. And from this compartment, he can reach quite a few things. He has 2 wall breakers overall, so let's see how he's going to handle that, because the jump spell, you can still use that as well to get even further into this base.
So he's going to crack into that top left compartment, not going for the Town Hall compartment yet. That will get the CC pull and enable the Queen to be able to target onto a lot of buildings in that section, and then maybe move on later to focus on the Town Hall. Adding in a balloon to try to do a coconut sweep, or any seeking air mines doesn't seem... Oh, he does manage to find one. Great job for him there. That scatter shot, though, is lined up with deadly accuracy. If it locks onto the Queen, it could deal a lot of damage to the Unicorn and the healers out back. That Unicorn taking a beating, and the healers just barely remaining safe, getting pushed back by that air sweeper. But there goes the Wall Wrecker, going to pummel in straight toward the Town Hall. Big expenditure for that siege machine just to crack through 1 layer of walls, but we'll give him credit. It's going to be effective at getting the first star there, Itsu.
Yeah, the first star, and not having to invest too many other things of getting the Town Hall is an important thing. The sneaky goblins out of this clan castle should easily take it down. There it is. And now this Queen is inside this compartment. But to be honest, I don't know if that's so good for this Queen, because she is not able to reach that... Oh, Queen ability and the freeze. Both things are getting forced. And I feel like this place is not too great for this Queen, because she can't reach any of the Inferno Towers. She can't reach too many things over there. So I don't know if that's actually looking too good for him, but the Dragon Riders are keep pushing through. He's somehow keeping his Queen alive for now. No spells left, so this means this Inferno Tower is... Wait a second, this Queen is running away. And... Wait... She's again in the range of the Inferno Tower. What is this Inferno Tower doing? There the Queen goes. Double air defense though on the back end. Is this still fine?
I don't know. We can't call it quite yet. Still has an air defense up top, and it's firing away at those Dragon Riders. It's not looking too healthy down below. Is there anything on the ground that could finish off that air defense at the last moment? Yeah, I see a couple of archers. It looks like we are going to be able to finish off the last defenses after all, though, with the Royal Champion giving that final stab at the elixir storage. That is going to be it. VN Champions end on a high note despite a few hiccups earlier on in that attack. They get the 3 stars after all, thanks to High Tran's remarkable comeback ability. And that will end with 13 stars total to their name, a 93% average destruction. Leaves a little bit to be wanting, and their defenses are going to have to work awfully hard to defend against RTK, which have to surpass that now 94.4% average destruction that they have up on the board. So a 3-star for RTK is good enough, but even a 2-star in the high percentage will ensure victory for our Korean squad.
Yeah, I think actually just a pretty decent 2-star should be enough already, because they have collected such a big percentage lead over the time. So someone in my org called me 77%. So really really low percentage actually. So 77% is not that big of a deal. It should be pretty easy to collect. But same question is, can they get the 14 stars, the star amount, which most of the teams are looking for, especially this high, this far in the competition? And at the same time, I have to say I'm just happy to be able to witness another RTK attack, because they have done such an amazing job of entertaining us and showing off their skill in this competition. So waiting for the last attack from the RTK squad, and we're live with, what is it? Another Queen Charge Dragon Rider attack. So let's see how he's going to do that one, because he has a Siege Barrack selected, which is really unusual with this attack strategy. So maybe he's going to switch things off.
Yeah, great ferocity, consistency. RTK has been putting up massive 14-star strikes throughout this war, and we wouldn't expect to see anything less for the final attack. Troc Paris is ready to give the final blow The last shot to finish off the VN champions will be an early stab at the Town Hall, leaving nothing to chance here. He wants to get that first star cleared off the board so that he can focus completely on destruction that remains. That 77% overall damage is not too much to ask for an expert attacker like RTK's Truck Paris, and with the Dragon Riders just being so hard, fast, and dependable, I think that we have got a very great chance to see them finish off in style now. Holding on to a Siege Barracks, an interesting choice as the potential last Siege machine to throw at this base. That is just going to be a massive wall of troops to go in for the cleanup and final kill.
Oh, that Queen is barely staying alive, and there's now the Siege Barracks. This is something super unusual. Typically, we see the Siege Barracks. Oh, the Queen! Wait a second, he's not... Okay. I would have never ever tried that. I would have tried to use the freeze or something, but he's keeping his Queen alive, barely. And this now, with the Siege Barracks and everything, they're trying their best to keep those Dragon Riders alive and push them into the right direction. There's actually another Dragon Rider inside this Siege Barracks, which makes this even more interesting. Why he's not using maybe the Slammer or something, so a really interesting move by him. But the Dragon Riders are pushing through, but the back end is still looking heavy with a lot of X-bows, the Eagle, and a couple of more air defenses.
Truck Paris, the former VN champion, hailing from Hanoi, Vietnam, the leader of Hanoi Royal, and now newly recruited pro player for MCES, repping RTK in the finals now, has the 2 stars, surpassing the overall damage of 77%, and will find victory in the grand finals of our third qualifier for the Clash Masters. Congratulations to him, and also shout out to Attila the Kag in the chat for showing us the grandest storyline to finish off this war. Excellent job to RTK holding their own against monsters of the Clash community, defeating alternate attacks, the world champions, and now marching forward to victory over Nishang Dance and the VN champions. This is a team to be reckoned with, and with the gold medal hung firmly from their chest, they have got a lot to be proud about from their final performance here today, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. What a performance in that final match. Finals. Wow, GG's to RTK. Congrats on that win. Sadly, as we said, this is not going to be a factor in the leaderboards moving into the playoffs. Maybe we should take a look last time at this leaderboard to actually figure out which teams made it into the playoffs, because the playoffs are already, the first 4 teams are in. We have Nishang Dance, first seed, Queen Walkers, second, Space Station, third, and HT Family coming in as the 4th seed. Of the teams on the right, though, Alternate, MCS, RTK, and KOG, though, they're not in the top 4, which means they're not getting this guaranteed way into the playoffs. They have to play the last chance qualifier next week. And if you guys out there want to participate as well, just sign up. Show what you got and try to compete with the best Clashers out there. The top 4 in the last chance qualifier are going to get more seeds in the playoffs. So it's worth it to sign up and try your best in this last chance qualifier.
Absolutely, man. We have all 3 of our spots from the open qualifiers secured, but the last chance qualifier has got 4 of their own, and we have got a huge prize pool for the Clash Masters playoffs coming in just 2 weeks. Get ready for the last chance qualifier next week, because we are going to be giving away a lot of amazing prizes. But as we said, this is our last glimpse at the open qualifier number 3 that you have just witnessed, concluding with a victory by RTK.
Yeah, that's right. Really impressive showing by them. They're getting the 1,500 prize dollar or prize money. So that was really nicely done. They were showing off great. And obviously congrats as well to Nishang Dance and Green Walkers in this 3rd and 4th position. They were doing a crazy job of entertaining us in that match. And Woody, what a crazy day. We had so many good matches overall.
Yeah, I really got to say that bronze match blew me away with so many creative and interesting attacks. We have got a great highlight reel in the making, I'm sure. So thank you very much for tuning in to watch Clash Masters. This has been the Third Open Qualifier. I'm Woody, casting with Itsu, and we want to thank everyone out there in the Supercell community and the Clash Masters production team for putting this war together, all the awesome competitors who brought to bear the best that the Clash of Clans community has to show. Remember, we've got one more show next week for the Open ended last chance qualifier for the playoffs to have in the week following. So stay tuned here with Clash Masters. You can follow us here to keep apprised of all the events that are going to be coming up. Also follow us over on Instagram and on Twitter, where you can find information about a giveaway merch box that we're sharing with y'all. I hope that you've enjoyed the show today, and be sure to tune in for what's to come. We've got thousands of dollars to give away to the top clans, which could include you, as well as a wild card silver ticket for the Clash of Clans World Championship, that $1 million event taking place later on this year. So keep your eyes peeled, because Clash Masters has got more action coming right at you.